Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, a No Facts, All Feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
Okay, let's do an exercise. Let's raise our hand if we're feeling really mentally well tonight. Oh, actually, no one raised their hands, so that's
good. Let the record
I'm okay.
show.
I'm medium.
Oh, you're medium. Maybe your
medium.
hand's like half raised.
Yeah,
medium.
It's kind of like an OC lazy hand.
Oh yeah, a little like, oh, that could be. You could be better. You don't have your pool. You don't have the pool.
That's so true. Yeah, and I have kind of felt terrible for a month, and it's really wearing on me.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to say because you've had to live with it, but I forgot that you remain in the.
It's so boring.
The outcome.
But it's Anyway,
Oh,
it's fine. It's getting gradually better.
There's nothing fine about it, and it's hateful, and I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, but you've had real trials today.
Yeah, well, I'm going through it, guys. I mean, it's like we don't have to get too deeply into it, but the Chitchat Time situation for me is like she had to do a lot today. She had to do a lot today, and she's. It's really scary to say it publicly, but she's trying to buy a house. She's trying to buy a house. The
and
girl.
You're killing it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to buy a house. I found a house I love, but there's always another house if I don't get this one. But I'd love to get this one. I did find out I was going to look at houses today. And in the middle of looking at the houses, I got a text letting me know, I live in a fourplex, letting me know someone else in my fourplex being like, someone from the government came today and they said that the owners of the property didn't file the appropriate papers for this to be a rental property anymore. So it's not actually supposed to be a rental property right now. And it was like, okay, well, that's amazing. That's really wonderful.
It's like, how do I react to that? What is the right reaction?
Because it's kind of like, well, I know I'm not going to get, it's like, you're not going to evict me. It's so hard to, it's like, it's very difficult to evict people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to be in this until I buy a house. I'd love to buy a house and not be in this anymore, but.
And legally, maybe you don't have to pay your rent.
Yeah, that is true. But it's like, do you want to push that? It's like, I'm trying to, but then it's kind of like, maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing
Depends
anymore.
on if you get the house or not, I guess. So.
Probably depends on if I get the house, yeah. If I get the house, it's kind of like, no, of course, won't pay any more rent, but because I'll have moved out. Because I will have moved out. So, so that's exciting, but really stressful.
My sister-in-law's sister has this bit she does where every time anybody says anything about like something they're hoping for, she's like, don't worry, I'll fix it for you. I'll contact the Etsy witches. And it's like, she found some witch on Etsy that if you pay her a certain amount of money, she'll do spells for you. So every time you've mentioned anything about this house today, I'm just like, I'm going to contact the Etsy witches. I'll get them on it.
I liked actually the way that you did put it earlier. You said, I'm going to contact the Etsy witches. We have to get this house. And I was like, that's right. That's how I want us all to be talking on, like, amongst our friends about all of our problems. Like, we have to get this house. Yeah. We need this house.
We are in this together.
We are in this together because you know what I know is that my state of mind affects the people around me. I'm bringing
it's true.
energy to my
studies have been done that like your happiness affects people like at 2 removes from you. So like friends of friends and stuff.
I've heard that.
Yeah. But, the Wii thing. So once my best friend said to me, do you want to hear our new favorite song? And sent me a song, and I loved it so much. I was like, this feels great.
That would make my week, honestly. We should start saying that to each other more often.
I know. Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
So anyway, that's been exciting, and there's like some other stuff going on where it's like I had to make cookies today, so I'm gonna in the middle of this recording. You probably won't hear it; it'll get cut out. But like I'm gonna go like give cookies to someone, it's my best friend, and that'll be fun. And I had to go to the dermatologist, and I won't say anything more about that because we like to reserve that kind of information for the medical Patreon. But it was a pretty exciting visit. Yeah. I'll say that. I will say that much.
Pretty exciting visit. If you pay for that medical Patreon, you are going to learn some stuff. So
usually it's just boring psychological insights, but this time, and I don't want to give anything away, but it could be something much more interesting.
It's her body's covered in scales. It's
I like going to the dermatologist. I haven't been since I was a child, so I don't know why. I had one visit that I'm like, that went really well. So now I'm like, I love the dermatologist. But I liked the experience of I went in there and was just like, this is what's going on. And she looked at it for 5 seconds and was like, yep, that's what that is. Do you want to make another appointment to deal with it? It's like, yeah, I guess I kind of wanted, I wish we could have made this appointment to deal with it.
Yeah.
But
it's like,
I understand that we couldn't do that because you needed these 5 seconds to look at it and say, like, that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
It is crazy how dermatologists just by sight can diagnose all kinds of things. Like, I had a weird mole at one point, so I had to go in and he looked at it and was like, oh, no, that's this thing and it's fine. It was like, oh, I thought there might have to be a biopsy, but I love that there isn't.
And they have confidence. They really have confidence.
Confident, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I kind of killed with them, though, because at one point, they were laughing at a lot of what I said, which I loved. And at one point I said, gosh, it seems like kind of most of what the body does is just grow things it doesn't need. That they lost it. I was like,
that's a good dermatologist joke. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, that's my whole day. Yeah.
Redirect that energy, diva. They're cracking up. So I killed the dermatologist. So that was huge.
No.
Yeah. But otherwise, a stressful day. We had a busy week. There was a pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. There was one of Tony's classic 3-hour Dyna-lations. I didn't watch the pay-per-view live with you guys. And in fact, we don't have to talk too much about what I have seen from the pay-per-view. It's like, we'll just find out as the episode goes on. Like, what did she see? And the answer is the stuff that you guys liked. So,
which would give you an interesting conception of the pay-per-view as a whole, I think.
Yeah. That's kind of something that's going to be playing out throughout this episode, is that you, the listener, might be thinking right now of like what you liked. And I want you to stop for a second and ask yourself, like, do I think that they liked what I liked and that what I liked is what they liked?
The answer may surprise you.
Or if you've been here for a while.
Or maybe not, yeah.
It may not. But you guys watched it together live. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I love a Saturday pay-per-view because then it's just like all the pressure about like work the next morning gets taken off, so I was like excited to watch it live. And then like
it was Sunday, but Monday was holiday.
It was a Saturday.
It was a holiday.
Sunday. Yeah, I also was going through that.
In my mind, it became a Saturday because I didn't have to work on Monday.
Yeah. And because Allie couldn't watch it live, so she was like, I can watch it Monday. And I was like, oh, I could watch it Monday. And then Leah was like, well, you had reasons why you needed to watch it Sunday. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll just like turn it on for the first couple hours and watch with Leah and then watch like the end of it with Allie. So I think that gave me a real, like, it's optional that I'm here kind of thing, which really made it a lot more enjoyable than when you're chained to it by podcasting.
Yeah.
And I ended up watching the whole thing, which surprised me.
I think we've really learned that we have to be kind to ourselves and be like, this is all voluntary.
It's all voluntary. None of it matters.
None of it matters.
I kept being like, I'll turn it off. And this was a very like nicely paced pay-per-view that was pretty fun. So it was just like, well, I'll turn it off when I'm like done. And then it was just like, well, I'm still.
But the fun just kept coming.
Just kept coming all the way to the end. Yeah.
And I was surprised because I thought the build was so boring that I was not like, I was like, this is going to be something that I play on my phone through the entire thing. Very enjoyable pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the parts of the build that weren't boring were really not boring, but then there were a lot of things that I would say there kind of like wasn't a build for.
Yeah.
So
and
in
even
that
it was
sense,
like the Mox Ospreay was lighting us up, but it's not like they had a match.
they didn't have a match.
You know?
No.
So
They had different matches. Yeah. That's a good point. Well, I watched you guys watch it, and then I listened to some podcasts about it, and then I watched parts of it. So I got everything in a bunch of orders, and it was interesting. It was just interesting to see, we're all coming to wrestling with our own perspectives. We're all coming with our own interests, our own fascinations.
Some people are moves perverts. Some people are perverts, and that's us. And, you know,
a
just
trio
a
of
different
real
set of
perverts, if you know what I mean. And, I'm just excited to get in there and talk about it. And then we watched the Dynamite, and it really seemed like Tony was going to Reagan again. I mean, he started out so strong, but
first hour, yeah.
then just like us, he got sleepy and he couldn't sustain.
He was like, I've already Reagan for so many hours this week.
It really trailed off, and by the time we got to hour 4,
oh my God.
Crazy. I mean, I hate hearing the term hour 4.
It's not a good situation.
All right. Well, should we just get into it?
yeah.
There's a lot in here. So, okay. And I didn't see this part, actually. So, Mick Foley showed up at the beginning. Mick Foley, they announced Mick Foley's going to come talk to Renee. And I guess everybody who knows anything about anything was like, Mick Foley's going to do a spot or something. Which, when I first heard it, I'm just used to old men who don't really do anything, actually, on the pre-show. So I didn't really get
Talk
that.
with onions on their belts, Ricky Steamboat, etc.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ricky, come back,
bless.
actually.
I know. I feel
you.
very fond of him now. Like, yeah, that's an old man we see sometimes.
But I understand that Mick Foley he showed up. Now, do you guys know what do you know about Mick Foley? Pop quiz.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I looked it up to refresh my memory too, but yeah, he is a deathmatch guy, like real hardcore.
Yes, I said that.
He's Mankind. You may have seen around his persona. He actually had.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah.
Wait, he's Mankind?
Mm-hmm.
I do
Yep.
know that name.
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
Yeah,
you do.
Oh. Now, how can
And he
people
actually-
call him Mankind? They call him Mick Foley.
So I knew he was Mankind. Then I went to the Wikipedia today, and he had 3 wrestling personas: Cactus Jack, Mankind, and the other one that I don't remember.
The other
But
one?
apparently, in 1998, he entered the Royal Rumble under all 3 personas.
Wow.
Good for him, I say.
And
Yeah.
he didn't win, though, I bet.
Well, I don't know, actually.
Oh.
I don't think it said.
I don't
Probably
know why.
not, but I don't know.
I don't know why I just didn't believe in him there, but
I mean, he had 3 shots at it.
he had
so.
3 shots, yeah.
Yeah, and his politics are good. He
Okay, good.
is a big Tori Amos fan, so then started volunteering with RAIN, the Rape and Abuse Incest
Wow.
Network, and like works the hotline and stuff, and so he's kind of great. Although I think then he didn't condemn Vince as hard as some people wanted him to lately. But
Yeah, well,
you know, the people are. Men who worked with Vince is just not a normal situation. So.
yeah.
Like in wrestling, sometimes you're also working on a spectrum where it's like
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
they're all kind
Extremely
of
good
morally
on the
bankrupt.
wrestling
So,
spectrum.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
seriously.
sometimes? Well, those are very good facts. Thank you, Ann. That was really helpful.
No
So,
problem.
Mick Foley appeared on the pre-show to chit-chat about the World Championship match with Renee, and he said that Darby was going to win, and MJF was really mad and came on out to give him what for? Is that the situation?
yeah.
And it looks like this led to... I don't know why, in reading this recap, this was the first time it occurred to me. So the crowd is yelling bald, and MJF is going to get shaved bald. And it was the first time that I thought, wait a second, he stole this gimmick. He stole this from Ricochet. Ricochet was doing the bald thing, and now he's doing the bald thing.
I mean, I think the crowd's kind of spontaneously. It's people love chanting bald, but yeah,
Didn't
he
have
is grabbing flavor. Like everything MJF does now is just kind of taken from somebody else. I feel like.
Yeah. He just looks. He's like I just look around and I'm a mixed media guy. I just see what's lying around and I use what's lying around. So he, I think, attacked Mick Foley physically, which I seem to have said a lot in this schedule. And then Darby ran out to save Mick Foley, and then Mick Foley, I think, kind of emotionally gave Darby a huge kiss on the mouth and was like. God, I wish I were young enough to say that you're the opponent of my lifetime. I would love to die with you. I think.
Win it for the weirdos. Yeah, totally.
That killed me because it really felt like I made a joke in the moment where it was like, hashtag keep AEW weird.
Exactly.
That is so 90s. So you guys, did you enjoy Mick Foley?
I did. It went on for a little bit longer than I probably would have preferred, but I liked it. I mean, I like him in general because I already knew the Reign stuff and whatever. But yeah, I thought it was fun.
I knew absolutely nothing about him, and in fact, wasn't sure what he looked like. And I was a little like, now that's not a man who passes the airport test.
He's got a real Big Lebowski look to him.
I also was like, he's the dude. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean,
which I
liked
think might have been his third persona, actually.
Really? And I actually am just realizing now that I've been kind of vaguely picturing Mick Foley, and that was actually just what I was picturing. I don't think I have an image of Mick Foley. I think I do just have the dude in there. So
that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
So that works. Well, it's fun. Okay, so we got this Mick Foley thing early on in the night, and then MJF and Darby did fight in the main event. And I really said it wrong here. MJF won. Darby, I believe, he really injured himself past the point of completion. It seems like. He hurt himself a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
Did you guys have fun in there? Did you like the situation? I didn't watch it. Should we cut that? I don't know.
No, I think radical honesty is where we
You're
are.
right.
Yeah, radical honesty. We say what we see, and we say what we don't see.
What we don't see. I saw the ending. I've had a hard week. And I said I'll be back next week.
Well, Allie, I kind of did the opposite, where I saw the beginning, and then as the match went on, I was getting sleepier. So I was pretty much just holding on until the finish. So I can't really say what happened at the end.
Between the two of us, we have a perfect portrait of the match.
Just saw all of it. Yeah, I think this would kind of suffer for being after Stadium Stampede, and then I wasn't excited for it because I didn't care about seeing MJF wrestle. So it was everyone's been running around doing fun stuff, and now there's two guys and one of them is MJF, and it was really late, and once we're in, I mean, they did start at 11:40 or something, which was pretty good
for them.
I can't believe I have to say that, but it's my meds have really kicked in by that part, so it's hard for me to really remember anything that happens after 11:15. So I don't feel that I really got a great view of it either, but it seemed fine.
It was fine. It wasn't my favorite of a Darby match, but it wasn't my least favorite. And MJF can piss me off, and he didn't really piss me off either. It was just fine.
That's huge.
And he was a classic MJF. It's his match with Danielson. It was fine. Not my favorite Danielson match, but it was not awful.
He doesn't drag people down, but he doesn't drag them up. Elevate. Sure, that's even a better word than drag them up.
I really don't think his wrestling has ever really drawn me in on its own.
No, that's true. Yeah, he does it rarely enough that. But yeah, no, that's very true. And I don't know. I'm feeling more and more lately MJF is kind of afraid of failing, so he aims right for the middle. Whereas when I'm watching wrestling, I often want to see someone fail in a creative way.
Absolutely.
A really the weirdest way.
Yeah.
But MJF is always for the last 6 months, it's been better because he hasn't been failing. But the ways he always failed were not in creative ways, in very tired, boring ways. So it's I'd like to see him take some bigger swings at something a little more interesting instead of just kind of
Yeah, I agree. I come to this place to watch someone put it all on the line, and I want him to go down swinging, or I want it to be a triumph that you could never have imagined.
I agree with you guys entirely, but don't you feel like the IWC 100% punishes anyone who does? Because it feels like every single time someone on Dynamite does anything different, everyone's well, that's not a proven way to sell tickets. And you're who gives a shit?
It's true. And MJF is so online and so listening to Meltzer and worried about that stuff that then he's trying to do tried and true wrestling. So he's just doing stuff from the 90s or the 2000s, whatever. Right. And it's even I've seen it by now,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think it definitely is not. The problem is that the second that somebody does something that doesn't work, the first thing everybody says is he's washed or she's washed or whatever. Right. And it's just I don't know, dude. Sometimes you swing and you miss, but you want them to keep swinging. I think I've gone through this. Somehow wrestling has done this to me, where now I'm constantly saying where I'm just it's as long as someone is doing their art that they think matters and is cool, like that's what matters. And sometimes you're not gonna like it, and you should talk about why you don't like it, but like you shouldn't necessarily, I don't know, like.
Yeah, no, that's true. And actually, as you're saying that, I'm like, I need to apply this to my own life, because like I am totally like that about wrestling now, but it's like I often live my life like more avoiding failure than like trying for, not that I want to be like a grind set try for success person, but you know, when you're just like, oh, I'm like avoiding disapproval, and that's not good. I should be like going for whatever weird things I want to go for, you know, without worrying about what the IWC will say.
Yeah.
All right, listeners. Well, for reasons that don't need exploring at this juncture, what's happening to you right now is that yesterday we started recording this podcast, and today we resume recording this podcast.
It's a 2-day extravaganza.
Yeah. You might have thought that it was one conversation. It's not.
Absolutely. You know, probably in a couple minutes, you're going to be thinking, like, that would have been so seamless, though. Like, why did they even bother to explain themselves? I'm excited to find out later what we said yesterday and to maybe say it again today. I don't really know.
I can't wait to, like volunteer a brand new observation only to realize that I said it last night.
Yeah. People get a real, like, when the pod comes out on Sunday and then they, like, respond to things we said, and we often don't remember what those things are. It's going to be a real-time exploration of that, probably.
Yeah. And I actually was thinking today, like, I was like, yesterday I had really tried to fix some stuff in my head to discuss on the podcast. I'm pretty worried about how loose it's all feeling in there right now, but I wrote this schedule. I did this, so surely I'll remember when we get in there.
I know.
You think?
I am a little worried about it too, because now it's like the pay-per-view is even farther away.
It's so far away, dude.
Another lifetime.
But you know what? I got a chance to watch another couple little bits today, just because I wanted to be there with my girls, you know. And so I'm feeling ready. I'm raring to go. I believe the next thing on our agenda is what happened at the very end of the Darby match, which I don't think that we've described yet. But basically, it's just that MJF was taunting Darby and being like, "You lost, you suck." And Kevin Knight came out to save him from having mean things said to him while he was being stretchered out from being physically injured. And then he got up on the ropes as if to be like, "Get out of here, MJF." But then instead, actually, he jumped on Darby really big and was like, he didn't say I hate you, but he was, you know, he turned. He heel turned.
He heel turned. Yeah.
Jumped on him, and then it was like, I don't know if that hurt him enough, so he like shoved the stretcher over.
And I will say, it didn't look like it hurt. It actually, because he's so buoyant that it barely looked like he impacted Darby. Like it looked like he just like bounced so lightly off of him. It was like a balloon.
He does have a Tigger quality to him,
Yeah.
where you're just sort of like, he just lands so lightly.
Yeah. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee's, I think they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they is.
I think
Muhammad Ali, Louisville native.
Wonderful. That was really good. Sports. Go sports.
Sports.
So
I was like mostly asleep at the end of the Darby MJF match. I'd like had like one eye cracked open, waiting to see whether MJF was going to swerve and, you know, actually lose. And like, so when this was happening, like it was one of those things where I was like, wait, bad boy,
Kevin, no, Kevin,
You're a reliable good boy.
Well, I have been wondering for a while if he was gonna, but it still felt, you know, it frightened me. Yeah. So then Dynamite rolls around and we're all wondering, like, Kevin, why would you do this? So Kevin comes out pretty early in the night. I think it's like the second thing that happens. He comes out and he's looking kind of like heel cool, you know, like he's like, yeah, I did do that. I did.
Which he did look kind of cool.
Yeah, he did look really good. He's wearing that turtleneck, and it's like heels that should be in turtlenecks.
It's the most evil kind of
neck. Yeah.
And then he had the nice necklace.
He had his little necklace.
Yeah.
He looked nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
The crowd
like a good boy.
booing too. Like the crowd does not like attacking Darby.
No.
Dude, I was actually astonished by how intense the crowd reaction about this is, which I think led us in our. What did you guys think about it?
I have so many disjointed
so many
thoughts
amazing
about
thoughts.
I wish that it had been done with Swerve. I thought that Kevin Knight would have been I think Swerve would have benefited from having a friend. I think Kevin Knight would have benefited from being around Swerve. And I think it would have made more sense in the context of Kevin's storyline because Swerve was the one being like, it's just an apple. Of course you could eat an apple. Why would God put the apple on the tree if you're not supposed to eat it?
And that is actually, I love thinking about Kevin as the Garden of Eden, being like, that is such a good point, the apple thing, where it is like, why would it be there? Looking so juicy and delicious, if not to eat.
But on the other hand, it is sort of like, again, I want to do a scream about Darby where I'm like, everybody was like, Darby's cold. Nobody's going to love Darby. Nobody, like, Darby's reign sucks. Yeah, Kevin Knight turned heel on Darby, and now everyone wants to murder Kevin Knight. That's his power.
We have truly, and he hadn't even, like, it. To me, the structure of it felt like they knew people would be mad at it, but that then he had the speedball interaction, and it felt like that was supposed to. I guess that was more about whether speedball was going to turn.
No, I agree that it was supposed to be like if the heel turn didn't work, that would be what pushes it over. But it's like
we were so far past that. Everyone just immediately was like, "Your beautiful sweetie boy vibes ruined. You're rancid. You murdered the unmurderable man. Death to Kevin Knight." I do feel like we were saying we're proud of ourselves for being like, we think Darby's going to have a good reign. We think it's cool that Darby's getting a reign. We enjoyed Darby's reign tremendously the whole way through. And now we do want to do a Matt Jackson TM victory lap about it. We're like, Darby had a fucking great reign. And I don't totally 100% know why we're turning Kevin Knight or whether we should be turning Kevin Knight, but it certainly went amazingly thanks to Darby.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, does the heel turn itself make sense?
Question mark.
But I do think Darby has had one of, if not the best AEW world title reigns.
Yeah.
Every second of it was enjoyable.
Yeah. If
Fun
we're
the whole way
talking
through.
about the moment they win the belt to the moment they lose the belt, I really think it might be my favorite.
Yeah.
And you know what? Something to be said for leave while I still have a chance to miss you. I mean, I wanted MJF to lose, but it's, you kind of got to clap when somebody's like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out before you get sick of seeing me.
Yeah.
And it was like every single match I had such a good time, like compared to like a lot of title reigns where you're just like, that was fine. Like,
and it was a great selection of opponents. I mean, they didn't really pull anyone out of a deep hat that I can recall. Like, it was mostly people where you're like, oh, they've kind of been in the conversation. But like, it was a good, they all love him. They all love Wrestling Darby, but it was great. It was a great reign. And you know what? They think there's just a lesson here. It's like, just let him try. Let him try.
Listen, shut your stupid negative mouths.
Just see how it goes. So Kevin gets into his reasoning for his heel turn, and I think that it kind of could be summed up by, he said, I'm not getting any respect. Nobody's respecting me, the Jed, and Darby let me down.
It cracks me up because he was like, Darby he let me down and he wasted chances I should have gotten or something. And it was like, you did get a title shot. And you didn't win.
But you did it, baby.
Wrestlers are so funny because they're so stupid. So then you do get people coming out here like, yeah, I had to attack you because it just makes me so mad when people don't believe in themselves. You're just like, yeah, okay.
I'm listening. And he's getting into this, and he's proud of himself for the murder that he's done. And Speedball, his husband, his husband Speedball's music hits, and Speedball comes out. Now, what is Speedball wearing?
Also a turtleneck. White turtleneck under, like, sort of a khaki tan wrap, I guess? Like, wrap dress.
Was there kind of like a 70s vibe to it? I don't know.
Yes,
There's
the
something
turtleneck
really
added to it, for sure. It was like a jacket, but it, had like a sash. So.
The outfit was sort of like a divorcee who just got dumped because her husband said she was boring in bed. And she's like, I don't have to be boring. You made me boring. I can do anything. It
is like Speedball's about to get their groove back.
Yeah. Yeah. Speedball's like, I can be happy without you. I'm exciting. I'm interested. Look at this rap thing.
I know. I have so much life ahead of me.
I went to Dillard's and I chose an amazing outfit.
It's what the kids call a fit.
Well, in this amazing fit, he came into the ring and he was like, Kevin, I know you didn't mean to do that. Kevin, I know your heart.
Kevin, you're ambitious, and that's a great thing about you, but also a bad thing.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. And I don't think that you would stand by what you did. I think you want to apologize to Darby. Now, tonally, what was going on here for me, I guess this was probably on purpose, right? Or was it? Speedball was giving, like, Kevin, we had a plan. We had a longer-term plan than this, and you jumped the gun. And we've got to get things back on track so our actual evil plan get back on the rails. Like, I really felt like, oh, he's the mastermind. And he's being like, oh, Kevin, you move too fast. Our time has not yet come. But I don't think that's what was happening.
That's so funny. I just thought that tone is the only thing that Speedball knows how to do.
Maybe it's just a natural Quebecois tone.
I don't know.
But it really wasn't helped by him doing a lot of, like, you know, when he's giving promos, like, he'll kind of do dance foot, where he'll, like,
And he's got the evil turtleneck on, too. So, I mean, what are you supposed to think?
He looked like he should have been stroking a cat, you know?
Yeah, that is actually very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did kind of hope that Speedball was also going to turn heel because,
Be fun.
as I said to Anne, evil Paw Patrol would be a blast.
Yeah. And
Running out to save only heels now? Come on.
I do think it's so funny, though, that Speedball, like, believes in Kevin so much that he's like, I know you didn't mean it. Kevin just, like, punched him in the face.
I know. And Kevin came out smirking so hard, and he's like, it was an accident, Kevin. Right? It was an accident. I don't think we've seen that, like, that type of heel relationship before, where, like, one of them is like, oh, we were going to play a longer game with this. Like, it's like kind of like a Ted Danson Good Place.
Oh, the Good
deal.
Place
Like, that
thing,
would have
yeah.
been kind of funny, you know?
Yeah. I feel like
my
Hope
God.
and Christian could do that pretty well, but
Yeah.
these guys would be incredible. Like any married tag team, really.
If Speedball had come out and been like, I know your heart, you didn't mean to, and then looked into the camera and just started chuckling, I would have lost it.
Yet.
I can't stop thinking, oh, Kevin, our time is not yet come.
God, why don't they consult us about storylines?
I don't know. No one ever calls us. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, so anyway, actually, but he really was just, as Anne said, really was just feeling like Kevin maybe didn't notice that he'd done something bad, and he said, just apologize and everything will be okay. And instead, Kevin attacked him a couple times, which again, it felt like the segment had been kind of constructed. So it was like, and this is the moment where the crowd will really know he's bad. And it's like, they knew.
They were actually really mad about Darby.
Yeah, they were already pretty mad.
They actually care a lot more about Darby than
They weren't that worried about Speedball. I actually did feel like it got a bit of a lackluster response. But anyway, so Kevin heel, Speedball currently face. We got a backstage segment later where Renee was talking to MJF about his win, and Kevin interrupted, and MJF was like, dude, thanks for attacking Darby, and I know that's because you respect me so much. And Kevin was like, I don't respect you, I desire you carnally. And he didn't actually say that, but I just felt something about his energy was like, and I can't believe I'm saying it because they had such a healthy marriage. And I hope this people does heel turn and they do have a healthy marriage some more. But his vibe was like, I just broke up with my husband and I'm here to fuck. I'm randy as hell.
You described it in the schedule as sexual acting out, which I'm obsessed with.
Wow. The things I write. But I do think that was right. And, we'll get to more of that in a minute. But anyway, they do some promoing. MJF leaves. Kevin turns around, sexual acting out some more because he's face to face with Kyle Fletcher, who's also constantly sexually acting.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle Fletcher also we'll get to that, but also currently husbandless. And so, hey, maybe Maybe those two can make each other feel better.
Two recent divorcees just hit the seediest club in town, and they're looking each other up and down. They're saying this town's only big enough for one of us. You know, we can't both be sexually acting out in this part of town. And I say, why not, boys? Why not?
Make that backstage uncomfortable.
Everyone's just like clearing the room when one of them walks in, like, oh God.
I can't do this.
I just walked down the Death Riders hallway. I thought it was safe over here, and now Kyle's...
Mark Briscoe hasn't noticed anything's different.
Mark Briscoe doesn't recognize Kyle, I don't think. So
Mark Briscoe is walking in on people fucking and just trying to have full conversations. Like, he's just like, and they're just playing. They're just... So then they are, okay, so I fitted this in. It's the Russian nesting doll of post-pay-per-view topics. Okay, why is Kyle husbandless, you ask? And you actually know because you watched the pay-per-view, presumably, listeners. So at the pay-per-view, Takeshita and Okada had their big match. And Takeshita won, and he's our new AEW International Champion. And there was a whole thing in the ring afterwards where there's Don Callis, Mark Davis, Rocky Romero. We got some DCF guys in there.
Now, where was Greg?
And
where
I don't know.
Greg? I know. OC really called him out in a promo.
He did. We'll get to that. But
when Greg's not on TV, I'm asking, where's Greg?
I'm barely asking because I just assume, like, popped the other titty, broke the other arm. And I don't want that for you, Greg. I don't want that for you, but just statistically.
None of your muscles are attached to your bones anymore, so.
No. You know. It's jelly in there. It's loose soup. It's soup under your skin, Greg. Anyway, so there's a bit of a, like, who's siding with who? What's going on here? It seems like they're going to side with Okada, but then Kyle Fletcher shows up, and he seems... Does one of you want to describe this? I didn't watch this part.
I'm at my pleasure to explain what went on with me and Ann.
We went on a real journey. Yeah.
Okay, so Kyle comes... strutting out. He comes down the ramp, and he comes shoulder to shoulder with Takeshita and kind of, like, gives, like, a warning look to the others. And he's kind of, like, you know, a back off situation. And then he and Takeshita, like, are looking at each other. And then Kyle does the sweetest, warmest smile that says, buddy, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I love you forever. Let's go on another honeymoon.
Most romantic
wonderful.
It was facial expressions I've ever seen. Like, at this point, I'm like, I didn't even really care about Kyle and Takeshita, but I was like, oh my God, like, I'm emotionally invested in this relationship.
Ann and I are in the chat simping. Like, the things that we're typing, we're like, these are lovers.
Now this is love, finally.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my heart.
Yeah.
And then it all went wrong. And I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming at all, even though in retrospect it was maybe one of the most obvious things that's ever happened.
They got you, girls.
Yeah,
but like they hugged, right? Like it was looking so romantic, and then Kyle just turned on him.
How could men hug and then hurt so fast?
It was one of ththose moments where I was like, all men do is lie.
I like this as a counterpoint to Kevin Knight's turn, where Kevin Knight's energy when Speedball came out actually a little bit was that he had packed a bag and left a hastily scribbled note in the kitchen being like, we're over. Sucker.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was not a romantic reunion there for them. No. Kyle just brought it out in the seconds before.
Yeah. Kyle was feeding sexually on Takeshita's energy of like, thank God he still loves me. And then it was like, no, he never did. He doesn't, and he never did. And that's what he gets off on. The whole thing was an edging situation for Kyle up to this.
Oh, yeah. Kyle wanted to see the look in Takeshita's eyes. I hear that. I was actively booing Kyle, like, from my bed. Like, I was, like, out loud, being like, you're evil, you're a bad man.
Wow. Really effective work on a lot of these storylines, apparently.
Really got to give it to him, yeah.
So the outcome of this is that Takeshita, I think, has been cast out of the Don Callis family, is my impression. Although it would be kind of funny if Don Callis was like, no, you're still under contract. You're gonna be shunned in the house, obviously. You're gonna be bullied and shunned. You're the little princess now, but yes, you are still under contract and you do still wrestle for me. Pro Okada had an embrace, and so Kyle and Okada are having a little sexual acting out, fling together. Now, do you guys want to talk about your feelings about this match, or do you want to maintain a dignified silence, or what are you feeling?
When have we ever been silent?
Yeah, I know. We usually talk,
Should we
I
embarrass
will
ourselves?
say.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, IWC. I heard you say that anyone who didn't like this match is not a real wrestling fan. Well,
She says IWC when that's a direct
like
quote
our
from
great
someone
friend.
specific.
One of our great friends.
from a podcast I produced.
Yeah, okay. So you heard that.
Listen, I don't like the way Okada wrestles. And I think when he does his shtick, where he's too above everything, and he's like, his vibe is like, why are you wasting your time by being in this ring? I don't like watching it. And so then I tune out. And I'm sorry, I like Takeshita. He's a very nice body, and he seems like a nice man. But he's not interesting. And when the two of them are together, I hear white noise.
Let's just crawl up on the cross right now.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's like, apologies to the moves perverts. I 100% believe this was good wrestling, but unfortunately it sucked the soul out of my body, because Takeshita has been boring 98% of his AEW career, and Okada's wrestling often is too. And it wasn't sexual. I'm here for regular perversions, not moves perversions.
Not moves
And there was no,
perversions.
I'm not invested in their story.
No.
And
I
I really wanted to be.
Yeah,
I
and
wanted to be too. I was like, finally, they're doing something. Like,
Because
no,
there
they're not.
was a match. It was a multi-man match where both Takeshita and Okada were hamming the shit out of it, and I was like, they've discovered something. I'm interested. I'm focused up.
And they
It's
have always had chemistry. They've always
Yeah.
had chemistry. They had like face-offs where it was just like, oh yeah, I'm really getting it. I thought Okada has been doing something kind of interesting recently. I actually have kind of liked some of the stuff. I felt like he'd been, trying to be above it, but then like getting frustrated and, but I didn't watch the match, so I don't know why I'm talking, actually. So,
No,
so I don't
defend
know.
us. Please help us.
I thought it was a wonderful match. I thought it was a match of the year candidate, actually.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Kyle Fletcher.
J'accuse. No, I don't know. I didn't watch it. But you know why? I didn't watch it because I saw my girl's response and I said, well, I don't have time right now. So, just don't hurt us. Just be gentle with us. And
They're going to be so mad.
I
I
know.
know. It just really hammers home that we watch wrestling for very different reasons than everybody else
know.
watches wrestling.
But we like when the wrestling is.
We
like,
do.
When
It
the
was just a
wrestling
very
electrifies us, it
professional
electrifies
match.
us.
It was
Yeah.
professional.
It was that's the sickest burn of all time. God.
Just two coworkers doing
Just
their work.
normal work.
You
Just
know.
two coworkers logging into Microsoft Teams and saying, "Hey, Takeshita, quick question. Hey,
saying,
can I
I'll
ask a question?
execute at a high level. I just
Action item, match at Double or Nothing."
hitting all our KPIs.
All right, let's end the episode here. I think it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
The rap on Teletalk. Series rap.
Yeah.
I will say another way that we hugely disagree with our best friends, Trish and Sarah. I thought Don Callis was the best part of that match.
Yeah.
100%.
In every way.
I unfortunately always enjoy Don Callis when he shows up. He's just kind of the king of what he does, and that's not wrestling. And I do understand that sometimes I think maybe a bit of a response from many of like, he's never going to wrestle, so should he be doing less? And it's like, totally, that makes so much sense. But no, he actually has to continue doing the same amount.
Especially like in one of these matches, it's like, yeah, they needed him. Okay, they needed him.
They needed him. Anything else about this Kyle Fletcher? Oh, and then Don Callis. I don't know where I summarized this. Back in the present of Dynamite, Don Callis shows up to Kyle and who are we talking about? Kyle and Kevin's club rendezvous, and is like, if you maybe want to join the DCF, give me a call anytime, because I can always use another Tomcat in my party
He loves
bus.
sexual acting out in his mansion. He's like, we haven't had enough of that lately.
Like, I think you have plenty. I mean, I've seen what's going on with your big boys and the way you're talking about your big boys, and you're always telling me about the size of your big boys.
I don't know. He's going to need another stud.
I couldn't believe this quote that you pulled in. These two look like mirror images, don't they? Both the same size. It's like, you might say that's innocuous. It's like, no, that's weird.
Not the way he said it.
That's a little weird.
The way he said it certainly had implications.
Yeah. Okay. So blah, 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 blah. Kyle horny about Kevin's TNT belt. Kevin generally horny because he's getting divorced. Don Callis with a keen nose for these robust mating pheromones. Why do I try and say stuff on the fly when I've already written it so well here? And then there's a speedball soliloquy later in Dynamite in which he is like, so you leave me, Kevin. You leave me, no choice but to fight you, mano a mano. And then we'll see what happens. And it was like, I don't know if that's going to change anything, but it could. It could. If you had a really sexual match, sensual, maybe Kevin would realize, like, I actually need him. Like, no one else can help me with the ghost stuff.
What if Speedball wrestles the whole match, but like every time he gets into any kind of hold, he just grabs Kevin's face and says, "You're in there. I know you're in there. Come back to me."
Obviously, I would love it. Except I think he still would sound evil. Like, I think it would just be like, oh, this is the game plan. Now they're, like, teasing the audience. They're actually in on it together. And then actually they stop wrestling and they start dancing. And then they wink at the audience. And it's like they're both bad boys who love to dance. This is a great storyline.
I love the alternative universe where Speedball and Willow are the most evil people in AEW.
This is just about how wrestling poisons your brain. Like, you know, you just forget that, like, it's actually just, like, they can't act. And you're like, I'm trying to come up with a diegetic explanation for everything I see. And you can't, really. But we actually do. So jot that down.
That's the most fun.
That's the most fun. Well, I guess we'll see how that all figures itself out. We'll see what happens. You know, what happens, happens. And what doesn't. Okay, also on the show, MJF made his way from the backstage encounter with Kevin out to the ring for a celebratory segment in the city of Philadelphia. And this was in, I would say, 3 stages of this segment. So the first was an MJF solo seg. This went, I don't know, it ran an hour-ish. It ran approximately one full hour.
MJF heard us congratulating him for keeping it short and tight, and he said, "Got it, ladies. Opposite of that."
Just stretch it out. It's how many times can you give one person the same advice at the writing center? Like, my red pen is running dry. Yep. I'll have to buy another one. Please, cut.
He needed that whole hour to say things about Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, it's so important that everything he says 7 different times, 7 different ways, because you just want to make sure you're driving it home. Yeah. It does drive me crazy. Anyway, so he's doing that for a while. He's promoing on Philly for a while. And then Mark Briscoe comes out. And I celebrated for the first time seeing Mark Briscoe because he was representing something very important, which is the fact that Delawareans are Philadelphians. And nobody is talking about it except people from Delaware. I really liked it. And I understand it's because obviously it's like he must have wrestled a lot in Philadelphia when he was coming up on the indies, I have to imagine. But to me, it really did feel like they were just like, and here's all Philadelphia boy Mark Briscoe. Like, they just forgot. They were just like, Philadelphia, Delaware. Same.
Close enough. Yes. Close enough.
And it's true. It is true. They are the same. And he came out and he started promoing on MJF, and they went back and forth. And what did do you want to call out any highlights of what they had to say to each other?
There's stuff about penguins that I didn't understand.
A lot of penguin stuff, weirdly.
I kind of like, at first I was really confused because I was like, now why is Mark Briscoe here? And I still don't actually have an answer to that. But I did think he weirdly held his own against MJF because his whole style, he didn't try to play MJF's game. He instead did something different where he was like, you're like a boring penguin. Okay. What?
Sick bird.
And it did feel like he was like, I'm going to be confusing. And MJF was responding like, I am confused and I hate it. So that's not nothing. It's not nothing. But then mostly it was nothing after that. I don't think they had anything that interesting to say because Mark Briscoe was just like, I've got to fight you. And MJF, having already cribbed the bald notes, then was like, oh my God, you know what everybody loved? No heart. I can do no heart. And it was like, for God's sake, You must come up with your own gimmick. You must come up with your own gimmick, child.
Copy things from 2 years ago, not from last week. You know?
Yeah.
Or the same show half the time.
It's like, you loved it when Darby did it, so you'll love it when I did it. Do it. No.
That's not right. So he was just like, no, I won't fight you. And do they have any history that you guys remember? Or, should I know something about their relationship? Or
So easily someone could tell me that I watched them battle each other for 6 months, 2 years ago, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Everything about Mark Briscoe, unfortunately, slides out of my head the moment after I see it. So
Just go away pretty fast. Well,
It's so funny that he's one of the few people that I'm pretty bored by, but in such a pleasantly benign way.
Yeah.
Where I'm
I
like,
don't get
I have
mad
no
at him
beef with
usually.
Mark Briscoe. I'll never retain a single thing about him. But no beef.
if I were mad at him, I could list a lot of facts about him, but I'm not, so I can't. Well, he's refusing to fight Mark Briscoe, and then he's leaving, and he backs up the ramp right into what I've called the fertile bulk of Roosh, and Roosh is like, I have to fight you, MJF, and then for some reason MJF to him is kind of teasing him where he's like, oh yeah, we'll fight right now. And Roosh is ready to. And then he's like, not, but we will fight next week. And it was like, well, then what did Mark Briscoe do? What is your relationship with these two men? You know what I mean? Why are you just that desperate to get your hands on Roosh, or what's the situation? And that's what I don't know.
I don't know.
Raises a lot of questions for sure.
It's really unclear to me about who gets title shots, when and how, and
I wish there was more structure around it, because it is just...
Yeah. Just a little more structure, maybe. I mean, at least in moments like this, I think you might want MJF. I mean, was he just doing it to spite Mark Briscoe? But then why was he so annoyed at Mark Briscoe? I didn't really feel like Mark Briscoe had gotten to him that much. If Mark Briscoe had gotten a really good dig in, you could see it being that he's just looking at Mark Briscoe being like, fuck you, I won't fight you. Roosh, I would love to give you a title shot. See how easy it can be when you don't piss me off? That's not what he did, I don't think.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like the Penguin talk really upset him. So
no. No, it didn't.
I don't know, if I was publicly called a non-exotic penguin, I think I'd be a little offended.
You'd be a little offended.
I think I would be a little bad.
Then I think you should have gotten into that.
Maybe
I would have liked it if they'd gone much deeper down the penguin rabbit hole. So the whole rest of the promo was just them naming penguins they know and being like, that's a cool penguin, which you're not. This is an uncool penguin, which you are. You're just actively on Google image search being like, that's you. That's you.
Look at this dumbass penguin.
Yeah. I love that.
And that's good TV.
Yeah.
And then, so I was trying to post-hoc explain why Mark Briscoe and Roosh were both involved here, and I think I was trying to clarify for myself, what are they in some kind of interesting, specific, intentional opposition to each other? And so I was trying to get there via the booking, and I didn't ultimately. But because I was trying to do that at this juncture, we now explained that Mark Briscoe teamed up with the rest of the conglomeration and Big Boom, AJ, and QT Marshall in the pay-per-view pre-show to fight and defeat Shane Taylor Promotions. And then...
Which you said Anthony Ogogo is part of, which shocked me. I
know. I didn't know he still had custody.
I know. I kind of thought he was a free gift with purchase with Cody.
I guess after that feud, he didn't want to go with Cody. Maybe
that's extremely fair. Yeah.
I'm happy to still have Anthony Ogogo doing something. Did not know that he was still with us.
Right?
Yeah, you're so right for that. Surely that's got to be right. And then I drew a line from the conglomeration to Orange Cassidy in the conglomeration also, who was in a 4-way on Dynamite with Lio Rush, Brian Cage, and Roosh. So that's how I was kind of a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon situation for me, where I'm like, can I get Roosh and Mark Briscoe in the same room together before this? And the answer was not really. But I did my best. And OC has a new T-shirt that's really funny, and he and Kyle and Roddy did a backstage promo, and guess who showed up? Guess who made a little appearance, especially for his moms. Especially for Stan's moms.
Did you see the cloud story about that? Someone wrote us in our Discord that I was obsessed
No, and I'm
with.
so excited to hear.
It was Novelworm26 said, I interpret that as OC's memory of Chuck since he's in and out of scene. Like he's there in OC's heart is one of the things Trent took from him.
That's right.
It's so beautiful.
He went into his dead girlfriend memory banks. That is Dustin Chuck Taylor's version of rolling around under the sheets in the sunlight. Is just him being like, fuck him up.
In his oversized AEW black polo, he just says, fuck him up.
Fuck him up with his little sweetie grin. Oh, sweet boy.
So cute.
Wow. I said, stand up. Let me see if that shirt fits. Can you come around the front? Let me see if the shirt fits. He left. And you know what? Fair enough. Proof of life is proof of life. We'll take what we get.
Incredible.
The only notable thing, well, there's kind of two notable things, but Leo Rush is going to come up later, so maybe we can set him aside. But
when I was doing my notes for the schedule, I believe 3 or 4 times I said, and in this section I can talk about Leo Rush. At some point I'm going to talk about Leo Rush, and where it happens, I don't care. But Allie, ominously,
Leo Rush has his gooey little fingers all over the show this week. Anywhere you look. And actually that seems totally possible could we start getting in every backstage segment, if you just are looking around, you're just like, why is there just like a gooey black handprint on the wall over there? And it's like, because he's on the move. Leo. He was dripping black goo from his black blood from his mouth. Don't totally know what it was. But I would say the other really, and this was a fun match, but the other really pertinent thing was that in the middle of the match, Lance Archer came out and just bridal kidnapped Orange Cassidy.
Just literally carried him out and he was not seen again. Okay.
And
That
to
was
what
crazy.
end? Where he take him?
No one knows.
I said to Gretna Green, perhaps. I said he got him right in a carriage and he took him off to Gretna Green, perhaps.
Perhaps. OC's uncles are going to have to go hunt him down to defend his honor.
Maybe it's really a story where OC's wife, everyone is like, your wife is dead. And he's like, I don't have any proof that my wife is dead. I think that he might have been kidnapped by pirates. It's a kind of a Dread Pirate Roberts situation. But then Lance Archer is like, well, I think your wife is dead and it's time for you to get a new one.
me, Lance Archer.
It's me, Lance Archer, your new wife.
So he picks him up and carries him away.
To Gretna Green.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
OC's hollering,
I love it.
my wife is still
My
alive.
wife is still alive. He just told me to fuck him up. So that story, I think, does hold water, so no worries about that. This was my first chance to get eyes on Brian Cage's bod. I would say same bod and same comments that I've always had, which I don't need to reiterate at this time.
I know. But I do think his beard and face look super cute. And the fact that I'm saying that, I was like, wow, the me of 4 years ago would be truly disturbed. Because I was like, oh, he looks so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone had warned us a couple months ago that his new facial hair was going to change our minds. And I was like, doubtful, extremely doubtful. But then I actually saw him for the first time and I was like, well.
I think it's a combination of factors. I've just weakened him over the years, and because of that time that I kept saying, like, we were going to, like, fly into his mouth, and, like, that meant true happiness is, like, when you fly your dirigible into Brian Cage's mouth. So that immediately, then I'm like, oh, do I love Brian Cage? And then, you know, he just got us. Like, not that we, like, do love Brian Cage, but kind of. You know, it's like...
Yeah.
Well, he's also
I
at
mean,
a nice visibility thing where we only see him, like, rarely. So when we do it's like with Sammy too. Like it's like I don't see him that often, so it's much easier for me to be like, oh, Sammy.
I know. And then just knowing them is like, I mean, wrestling it comes at you fast. Like this week I decided I'm actually obsessed with the Ops right now. Because every time Samoa Joe gives a promo now, the vibe is like, since Ospreay joined up with the Death Riders, like every promo he gives is like he's just run into his ex on the street and he wants them to know he's really flourishing. Like things are actually going really great for him right now.
Yeah, that would, now that you've said that, that could transform it for me too. Yeah. I think Brian Cage, I want to use like some of our common vernacular. I think Brian Cage, it's a situation where it's like Brian Cage has been to 10 sleepovers at my house, in my basement. And I've asked my children many times, like, so you guys are friends with Brian? And they're always like, not really. And it's like, well, why is he always in my basement? But it's like, he's a very polite, house guest. Like, he comes upstairs and he's like, Miss Tunnel Talk, can I have a glass of water? And it's like, yes, Brian, you may. And like, I almost want to ask Brian, like, Brian, who are your friends with down there? Because it's not my son.
Brian, are they being nice to you?
Brian, this isn't like a Carrie situation, is it? Are you safe here? I can call your mom. She can pick you up. But he looks happy. So I just say, okay, well, I hope you boys are having fun. And he doesn't really say if they're having fun. And then he's back in my basement.
And the next day we ask our son, like, did Brian have fun? And he's like, why would I? Who cares?
Who's Brian?
Who's Brian?
Dustin, you have invited him over every weekend this year. Dustin's left the room. I'm not going to see him again for 3 days. Anyway, so that's who Brian Cage is to me. I think that's a really beautiful relationship.
It's hard to be the parent of teenagers.
Truly. It takes a lot out of you.
I just don't know what's going through their heads.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going through their heads. But I can't wait. Next time Brian's over, I can't wait to ask if he's been thinking about colleges. I can't wait to ask, where are you thinking of going, Brian? And I hope you are thinking of going. I think you have a lot to recommend you. Fine young man.
But there's nothing wrong with the trade either. So,
Well, especially in this economy, yeah.
Yeah. They're not sending plumbers. People aren't calling AI for their pipes,
People are not calling AI for their pipes. And Brian Cage is kind of like nodding at me like he actually doesn't know what AI is. And I think that's so refreshing. I think that's so refreshing, Brian.
He's never cheated on his homework. He doesn't know how.
He doesn't turn his homework in. I'm like, well, I like the honesty of that.
So refreshing, Brian.
Brian is kind of my favorite of all your friends. Dustin says, who is Brian?
Brian's not my friend, Mom. I don't even know who you're talking about.
I said, the important thing, Brian, is just to have a dream. It's just to want something, and it just has to be something that feels good to you. And Brian nods at me and he says, thanks for the water, Miss Tunnel. I love you, Brian. You're welcome here anytime. Anyway.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Okay, Stadium Stampede. I did see Stadium Stampede. Don't worry about that. I saw the important stuff. We're not going to recap this. I just have a list of discussion topics here. Let's make sure we hit the highlights. Let's talk about the entrances. Heel entrances, face entrances. What did you like?
Why did only part of the heel team have matching outfits?
I was confused about that because I had read the summary beforehand and really had the impression and they're all going to be in the shirts. And then I watched it and was like, I barely see a single matching shirt here.
It's a real, those boys can't cooperate kind of moment.
No,
Andrade was like, I have to wear my weird mask that I carry around like it's a skull. So,
I'd love it if one of them was like, we could all wear the mask. And he's like, that's my special mask. Certainly
this mask,
not.
Very expensive. You can't afford it.
You can't afford it. We could all wear the gloves. Those are my gloves. Those are my special gloves. My special calfskin gloves.
They're made of actual Mickey Mouse.
Andrade would hunt and kill Mickey Mouse and skin him.
Unfortunately,
for his gloves.
I would love to watch that. Is this the year that... No, Mickey Mouse doesn't go into the public domain this year, does he?
Oh.
No, not. But at some point he will, right?
I don't know.
It's soon. If it's not this year, it's very soon.
Someone big just went into the...
No,
big
it's definitely
tune
Mickey
just
Mouse.
went into the public domain.
Well, it's like a version of Mickey Mouse. It's like Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love to watch Andrade hunt down Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse and skin him.
Adult Swim.
Tony, we got another one for you.
Tony, this one's solid gold, though.
This one's really good. People are really going to want to see this. This is gonna be a full week or two discourse cycle, but not just among wrestleheads, just among normal people who are confused and disturbed.
I think you get a lot of eyes on wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all attention is good attention.
You know what it feels like, too? It feels like it almost should be like a horror pop-up book, like in the Babadook on Evil, too, you know, where it's like you just you turn the pages and it's Andrade hunting down
the books. Mickey. The book thing on Evil is it's such a great little framing.
It's very fun. Yeah.
Really good show. Face entrances. Thoughts on what you saw there?
Kenny Omega, the man that you are.
The man that you are. I laughed so hard.
Yeah, so he comes out. They're all doing like a cool like Ocean's 11 type thing with like the graphic and stuff, and then he's smoking a cigar. Except then he starts coughing and he can't stop.
Relatable king.
Incredible.
And then he puts the cigar out on a tennis ball, then drops the cigar and puts the tennis ball in his pocket.
And I like throughout this, it's cutting back to everybody else's faces, and everyone else is looking like Kenneth. Jesus. Yeah. And especially Chris Jericho's look is just like, this would not fly at my steakhouse. This was not going to fly at, what did I say the name of his steakhouse should be? Shrimp Heaven. Shrimp Heaven.
Yeah.
Shrimp Heaven in Orlando, Florida. This would not fly at Shrimp Heaven.
This was a moment where I could really see how he and Dustin Chuck Taylor were in the Men of Low Moral Fiber. Like, that sensibility vibes right there.
God, that was so funny. I will say, and the whole thing was funny because they were doing, it was like a Ocean's 11 style, like, here's the guy, you know, they do the picture. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it that way. But it was like, as it went through them one by one, every single man, I was just kind of like, kind of a heel forever. Kind of just like an eternal heel, kind of like my sweet sons, the Young Bucks, eternal heels. The Hurt Business, obviously heels.
It's
Chris
crazy
Jericho,
that this was
totally
a face
heel.
team. Yeah,
it was just like
every single one of them. Yeah, it's like Jack Perry's the only one who like doesn't quite pull off a heel, but even he,
I think he's gotten all the way. Like I'm just like, oh, he's such a good little shit stirrer now that I'm like, you're kind of like a perma. You know, you young bucked. Young bucked. You're not the sweet dumb boy you once were.
You'll always be. He's a shih tzu crapping on the floor.
All that dookie, yeah. And Chris Jericho did have a look on his face like there's too much dookie in this group right now.
Oh yeah.
It's like everyone's gonna behave tonight. It's like no, none of these men are gonna behave. No, not a single one of them. I want to say on an outfit note, I spent a lot of the match kind of tracking what was going on with the Young Bucks pants because I'd missed something early on, and I thought at one point that they had done the pants so that they. So there was fringe on one side of the pants, obviously, but I thought they had chosen opposite sides. So, like, if they stood together, it looked like it was, like, one man. And I was like, fuck, that's amazing. Like, that's so good. And then when I realized that wasn't the case, I was truly devastated at the missed opportunity where I was like, they should have been on opposite sides and then you should have stood together and pretended to be one single man. And why didn't you do that for me?
Young Bucks, if you're listening, that's a free idea.
It's a free idea and an easy one.
Yeah, it'd be so fun.
Yeah.
They did take a group picture at some point, and they had their arms out so that the fringe was dangling, but they were in the front. And the way that the fringe was dangling, it looked like Bobby Lashley was wearing a kilt made out of the fringe, and I was kind of like, he's kind of working it.
I would love to see Bobby Lashley in a kilt instead of he and Shelty were doing kind of like matching cater waiter play. You know, it's like it was, or like they're in a choir together, and it was like white shirts, black pants, and they went shopping together for the choir concert.
I do like everybody wearing their little coordinated suits and stuff because I do like to think of them like all on the phone the night before school in 8th grade being like, so I'm going to wear.
I like that so much, which is why it pissed me off that the heel team didn't do it.
Yeah.
I know. And both teams shouldn't have been like black and white. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was not an effective move. That was a problem.
I understand they're not legally allowed to speak to one another, but you know.
Really, that was an accident. That was a complete accident. And I'm sure they kicked themselves for it afterwards. top spots of the match. What do you want to? What did you like? What did you hate? If you hated something, I don't know.
Food fight and catering was incredible. Every time they go to catering, I'm like, that is it. That is the Young Bucks telling us that they love us.
That's what I'm saying. We love you, girls.
I was borderline being like, can I pause this so I can examine everything that's going on back there? Freeze frame.
And you know what? You can pause. You can always pause it later. In the moment, you just got to stay in there. But we can definitely review that footage together later.
So true.
For sure.
So true.
To have everyone just sitting around and like to have all the like backstage, you know, just like random wrestlers that you know, like getting involved was so fun. And they did so many of those spots. Like it was just a blast.
It was, but like in a way where I kind of was like, is this not what the last match that AEW ever puts on looks like?
Oh my God, yes.
Like, and you were there, and you were there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the AEW The Last Battle.
Yeah.
Is just a one long food fight in catering, and you see every single person, and then their credits come up over their name, like, this has been, you know, Matt Jackson,
with like
Matt Jackson.
What they end up doing 20 years from now.
Yes. Oh my. And
which, by the way, when MJF was walking through backstage a couple weeks ago and everybody was bald, John Silver was one of the bald guys, and he got like a huge pop from the crowd, and it was like, yeah, the pandemic, those were special
I'd love to see John
days.
Silver again.
I know, I miss him.
Lots of people I'd like to
liked
see
him.
again.
She says uselessly.
I liked him. Hey. Now
Dustin, why don't you ever invite John Silver over?
And Dustin's like, he's here every week. I'm like, what? How does he get in the house? I've never seen him. That seems so unlikely. Actually, he would be making a lot of noise. But so it really would be like every time I see John Silver, he's broken my favorite vase. Or like jerked off into it. Get him out of my house.
I loved the vacuum cleaner spot. I hope that Jack Perry's new gimmick is that he's using weapons nobody expects. And I loved commentary's reaction to the vacuum because they were pissed that suddenly they were breathing dust. Like,
and
Jack
Perry he has done a vacuum cleaner spot that, like, I think that it was like the first time
there was definitely a dusty one. Yeah,
there was a dusty one. It might not have been the same exact thing, but I think he's really an innovator. Like, the onions, the dust. He's like, we're going to find something new. And actually, this must have happened because I remember being on this podcast saying that's the most disgusting spot that we've ever seen in wrestling. The idea of getting covered in vacuum cleaner dust is so repulsive. I would just leave. I would just fully leave the match. It would be like, you got me. I can't do this anymore.
I feel like commentary was borderline there, being like, call it.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
I know. I thought they really did a lot of like just different stuff that I hadn't seen. You know, they did like some tennis ball machine stuff, and not all of it like 100% worked.
No,
but I did feel like we were really exploring the space.
Yeah.
The tennis,
it was so fun.
It was so fun. Yeah. The tennis ball stuff was pure comedy to me because they didn't really have balls. Let's say vacate the immediate area that you drop them in a little fast for the spot, and tennis ball is kind of like one of the like chillest types of balls in my opinion. Like, I'm just like, you use that in PT. Like, it might hurt a little, but it's good for you. And so there were so few of them. And when somebody like Ricochet like half landed on one, I was like, and that's good for your back. That's actually totally fine. And I think he and Jericho both actually had a bit of trouble even selling it.
There was a little.
But I don't object. I had so much fun with it. I enjoyed it. They did the huge like tennis racket spot. We had Luchasaurus pretended to be a woman in the crowd, like a sexy woman taking a picture with Andrade, and then Andrade realized in the middle of the selfie it was Luchasaurus. And Luchasaurus, like, headbutted him / like, spat in his face a couple times, which I didn't think of at the time. And then throughout the night, I just kept saying, like, why does Andrade look like he's about to puke? And he did have a green cast to his face that I think must have come from this encounter.
Yeah.
And that was funny.
I didn't even notice. That's amazing.
I didn't notice it in the moment, but I did read a recap later that was like Luchasaurus spat something all over Andrade, and I was like, oh, jeez. Yeah. Is he misting?
He's misting, I guess. And then there was this Lio Rush spot. Leah, you want to talk about it?
We have intended to talk about Lio Rush the last couple weeks, but we keep like running out of time and not, it's not relevant. But
he doesn't have a storyline. He just pops up and you're like, this guy again. We got to get into him.
But It's so weird. I love that spot was him just making everybody around him so uncomfortable and unhappy.
Just like murmuring, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, Leo, everything you're doing is so weird and off-putting.
But also something was going on where I just can't remember exactly how it played out, but it's like Bobby Lashley was really off-put from him, but then Leo Rush seemed to be like, I'm kind of on Bobby's team, and I'm going to attack...
He bit
Leona or something. So then he attacked, and Bobby was kind of like going, like, he just was kind of like going after it, like, oh, so this little guy went, okay, I gotta go.
If Leo Rush is actually a face, that is the greatest joke I've ever heard. I'm so happy.
If Leo Rush wanted to bring this gimmick to the Hurt People, it's not an immediate no from me. I'm willing to hear it out.
Bobby Lashley is extremely unequipped to deal with anything weird, as like I feel like is his whole character. It's like, that works. You put those guys together.
Could it? So then it's like Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are Frodo and Sam, and and Leo Rush is guiding them through Mordor. It's not
Honestly,
nothing.
It's not nothing. It's not nothing.
Anything that Bobby Lashley. And I'm like, it wouldn't, this is so weird that it's not an affront to your masculinity to look at it like, I'm a little freaked out. Anything
it's got a real, like, cartoon elephant
him.
vibe.
Yeah.
With the mouse.
Yeah,
you know?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I will say also in this, I was reminded that I really like Shelty's wrestling.
Yeah.
He did some big flips, and it's like, wow, seeing a big man do big flips, that was pretty cool. Like, Bobby's nothing to me, but...
yeah. And I'm always saying that. Yeah. Too bad about Shelty.
I forgot who got put in the shopping carriage. Because that was also
Oh my God,
fun.
it was Clark Connors.
Clark Connors.
It was your enemy, Clark Connors. But it was so funny
Clark
because he had a little vibe of just like, I got put in shopping carriage jail. And there's nothing I could do about it.
Well, the way that started cracked me up because he was leading Nick up the ramp. And I was like hooting and hollering, being like, never let him take you to a second location. But then it was a double cross because Matt was waiting at the top. And I was like, Trixie.
And that's the thing about the Young Bucks. They aren't one man. They're two. They can be in two places. They could have the camouflage of one man if they chose to.
You made me panic for a minute because you were like, they're not one man. And I was like, why would you say that to me?
They're one man with a superpower of being in two places at once.
Now I understand, and I back it.
Yes. I do want to comment on this. Tony Schiavone at one point in the middle of this match, I think it was around the shopping cart spot, he just goes, oh, we're having such fun here. We hope you are too. And it was the most I have ever suddenly felt like I was at a PBS pledge drive during a pay-per-view.
That's so true, yeah.
And they all were kind of chuckling, and I was like, yeah, we just watched a Bob Ross special. We just watched the Simon and Garfunkel concert in Central Park, one of my favorite pledge drive special options. And then we cut back to, and the phones are ringing, and we've got, three wonderful PBS personalities there just being like, oh, wasn't that wonderful? And you can only get this kind of great content on PBS, supported by viewers like you. And I thought tonally it was strange, but I really actually was like, I think you are just having too much fun to comment.
I know. I think it was like very genuine, but it did pull me out of the moment because I was like, what's happening over here? Tony, this is a brutal fight, obviously.
They're usually like, this is horrible. How can you sit here?
Tony's like, this is so fun. I just watched a man throw another man on tennis balls and then try for like a little bit to pretend he was hurt, but even he looked like he felt silly, It
was just too fun. And then the final thing we got to mention is the live bus murder. Yes. Anyone want to talk about the live bus murder?
You said in the schedule, and I was really yes about this, that Darby must have been horrified that he wasn't allowed to be part of this spot.
I think he must have been I feel like I can only imagine that the vibe backstage was like, no one is allowed to tell Darby what we're doing in Stadium Stampede. If he asks about Stadium Stampede, say like, oh, Tony shot down everything. It's going to just be a really boring, simple, safe match. So I wouldn't even think about it at all for one single minute, Darby.
It did kind of look like they had maybe parked the bus down the street, out of sight.
Yeah.
And they did it live. Did you guys?
I did see that they did it live. I thought for sure it was a pre-tape because it would have been so easy to be a pre-tape, but it wasn't.
Yeah, someone was up top and they looked out the back and they could watch
What
it
is
happen.
Crazy. Yeah. What
Mark-
did Mark Davis do?
He wandered out there, and there was like a note that said, "Wait here" or
Who
something like
wrapped
that.
him up? Why was he so wrapped up in bandages?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
remember.
And then-
Okay. Yeah.
The bus came like crushed him
It was
into
going
another
really
car.
really
Really
fast.
fast, yeah.
Really fast.
And then JB comes out and is like, "Where'd he go?"
Well, I like, Leah, that I was trying to ask you, like, how did they do this illusion? And your vibe was just like, they hit Mark Davis with the bus, Allie. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Allie, it's wrestling, and they just ran over him.
they hit him with the bus.
Obviously.
What do you mean?
That's why
I think he just ran around the
Darby's
side.
devastated.
But they did it really well to do it live because, like, it really, like,
I didn't
he
see
just
where he
ducked around
went.
the corner, but you didn't really see it. Like, they timed it really well, which is pretty impressive.
And if I were driving the bus, I'd be terrified. I mean, wrestlers are crazy. I would I would have been tapping the brakes, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's so funny that Mark Davis just showed up later and there was just no,
No
real
explanation.
explanation or anything. Except, I think like Tony Schiavone was like, "Oh, I guess he's okay."
That was the kind of
we're
the like
having
Eddie
fun
Kingston
here.
with the gas can spot a little bit. Although they didn't, you know,
God.
I mean, there's nothing could really live up to that. That was so iconic.
Yeah. Did they put that in the 5-year anniversary video?
How could
I
they
was
not
just
have?
thinking, I know. Surely they did. But I was just thinking, like, the stuff I would put in the 5-year anniversary video. I don't know why I was thinking about this today, but just like iconic promo type stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just like JR sitting between people and, like, you know.
If we could,
Just comedy bits.
I would love
do,
if
I
we
guess.
could actually put together a list, because I would make it. I would make
Yeah.
our 5-year
Maybe
anniversary.
I'll start jotting down
Yeah.
stuff I remember that's.
And maybe we could we
AEW
can
for
maybe
me.
make a Google form or something if we want to.
Yeah.
People know what kind of stuff we like, so we might, you guys might be willing to help us a little, listeners.
That's true.
But that'd
Tag
be a
the
fun
episode for us. That would be
project.
really fun.
Yeah.
Put it to Constantine.
Yeah, put it to Constantine, or who knows what other songs we
knows
talked
what,
about
yeah.
using. So, okay, and then so the good guys win. The end. Okay, so we had some follow up on some of these plot threads. I actually don't think we need to talk about most of this. There's another Ricochet Jericho fight on Dynamite. That's kind of the rubber match, I believe is the term. And Jericho won that. Leah, Manosphere weigh-in.
I know that I'm gonna sound like a
you're-
disgusting man when I
No.
say this. Why do we always have to do the thing where it's like you win, I win, you win? Why? Well, like what is?
It's so dumb. Everyone knows this pretend, including you guys. Like, it hurts your ego to pretend to lose a match.
Yeah.
And
We
I
were so proud of you, Chris, for when you
I
came
know.
back and you really lay down a bunch of times. And you know what? You didn't. I'm not taking that away from you. You still did lay down, and it still is good that you came back and lay down. But do we need this win, really?
No,
do we
because
have to get it?
I have a neighbor who's desperately trying to talk to me at all times lately, and so he actually interrupted me. Okay, I am
Just
gonna
yells
waste.
in your window.
I am gonna waste
Yeah,
a little
you
time
should.
and tell you this guy's this story.
Yeah.
First of all, he doesn't call me by my right name. He calls me Jolie, which is not my name.
I love
and
it.
I'm on the first floor, and one of my windows is like opens into the front porch. And so he walks up to the front porch and he sticks his entire face against my screen like Jack Nicholson in The Shining and goes, "Jolie." He is 70 years old and he's the nicest man. He gets my mail for me. He's like the nicest man. So I know I'm making this sound like a horror show. It's just surprising.
And it's just funny when you'll report back. You'll be like, I missed
Yeah.
most of that because my neighbor was at my window again. My neighbor.
Last week
Had
he
to go
did it and he said, "Jolie, I have prostate cancer."
And all our traditional best, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. He's going to be fine, actually. They caught it really early.
Oh,
but
that's amazing. That's really good.
That's great.
anyway, so
Yeah.
he did this again right before all of this. So when I came back to the couch, I was like, why is this match happening? Is this for something? Is there stakes? And you guys were like, no.
No, no, just the stakes of getting the win back at the end of the day.
Because if it was for anything, or if it was like, like if there was any kayfabe reason why they would be doing this match, maybe I could get it, but it was literally just so Jericho could get his win back, which is like, why? Like you got so much goodwill by losing a bunch. Like,
Yeah.
did you have to win back? It doesn't matter. And I'm sorry, I love Mox, and we're gonna get into that later. Mox does this too.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, a little
you
less.
don't have to.
You don't have to. Just leave something on the field, you know? Are you supposed to leave it all? You're supposed to leave it all on the field.
Just leave something on the field.
Just leave a little something on the field.
Leave something on the field.
We're not asking for everything.
Sports are so disorienting. You don't know what you're supposed to take out on the field and what you're supposed to bring back to the locker room. All right. And then Jericho got attacked by Ciampa. I think this was perhaps bald solidarity, but who could know for sure? Maybe we'll find out next week. Andrade is now wearing the most clothes he's ever worn, and he wants MJF's title again.
He said, now that stupid stadium stampede is over, which I do think is the best way to introduce your desire for a title shot.
Yeah, yeah. And really covered himself so completely that I thought maybe he does want us to like
Mark
him.
Davis has gotten so much confidence in his body, and Andrade needs to cover it up now.
He's like, I don't know. They said it so many times.
Yeah, Andrade will never win. They hate my bod.
It's like the hotter the summer gets, the more layers. He's going to have like a fur stole on before too long.
And he's going to get us.
I know. I already feel myself falling prey to it. I'm just like, oh, that hugely clothed man. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
many-
his bod has always looked good under clothes, you know?
But he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. And then I just have a note here that just says, discuss absolutely anything we want about Jack Perry's and Mark Davis's holes. What do you think that's about? What do you think?
Mark Davis is doing this thing right now where from the shoulders up, he's like trashy hot. Like he keeps wearing like a trucker hat and his hair is a little greasy and he just looks like somebody who's gonna like, I'm going to have like a disgusting one night stand with.
And this is going to circle back on the whole thing in a minute. Don't worry.
He also keeps wearing like a tight black tank top and tight black pants in this way that he, from the bottom down, he kind of looks like he's cosplaying as Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. And the
100%.
combination is doing things to me that I can't really, I'm like, I want him to take me for an abortion.
And write that
didn't
down
see
in
that
your Tunnel Talk
movie.
Wit and Wisdom notebooks.
I didn't see that movie until I was an adult, and I was quite
Me too.
surprised at how prominent a role abortion played in it.
Yeah, I had the same experience, but I also didn't realize it was going to be that hot. You know, the whole, I mean, really sexual stuff.
In the movie, not the abortion.
No,
No,
the abortion is a real, like,
abortion.
No, but it was like, boy, an illegal abortion in the 50s. Like, let's never look at our bodies again.
Yeah, it was a real flinch. Jack Perry did a Rocky tribute with the old art film budget, which I thought it was a very funny Rocky tribute, but I also just think it's funny how much boys love Rocky.
Yeah.
And
They're like, we're in Philadelphia?
And
I know
many
one
girls
thing.
too, I'm sure. And everybody, all people love Rocky except me. I don't love it and I've never seen it. And I don't understand the references. I'm like, why was he sucking down so many eggs? Why was he running all over Philadelphia? What was this guy's name?
I've seen it, but I didn't get it.
You didn't get the
She's like,
tribute?
man tries at sports and loses?
It
Like,
loses.
okay.
Oh, he loses?
Yeah.
We've taught
Rocky
you that at least 3 times
Wait,
in the
definitely.
in the history of this podcast, and every time you say Rocky loses at the end.
I don't know. It's just so unfathomable. I'm just like, what do you mean? It's a sports movie. He has to win. What are we doing? If he doesn't win?
Rocky was willing to lay down.
Oh my god! And we've got to get you a little speaker spot backstage, being like, and I know it can feel really hard to lay down and let somebody else win, but remember, Rocky did it. Rocky did it.
You all want to be like Rocky.
Don't we all want to be like Rocky? I having just watched Project Hail Mary, every time we say Rocky, I'm just like, the sweet little alien. Oh, the little stone alien. All right. That's enough. I don't think we really I don't know why Holes came into it, but let's move on. Swerve fought Bandito and won at Double or Nothing, advancing to the Owen Cup semifinals. And then on Dynamite, Brody King had a very professional match versus a bemasked Claudio Castagnoli to also advance to the Owen semifinals. So Brody King and Swerve are going to square off in the semifinals. And Swerve and Nana had a backstage segment about it on Dynamite. where I've said here that TA Swerve deepened our small group understanding of power by introducing a few new related concepts, namely conflict, cash, and war. And I thought those are all interconnected. Absolutely. Thoughts?
It was one of those moments where I was like, Swerve can say anything to me. Doesn't have to make any sense.
No.
And it doesn't.
What did he say?
So
He said,
hot.
conflict creates cash and war creates money. And I'm going to make a lot of money with you, Brody King. And I said, what do you mean? What do you mean?
And you're thinking, is he bringing the concept of being a draw into his promos? And I'd say, Swerve, we're on a little bit of thin ice here because he's been doing some work shooty things on the old social medias, which is fine if it stays there, but I would prefer something else.
Careful. And MJF was out there also talking about who's a draw, and it's just like, everybody shut the fuck up about whether you're a draw.
Like, are we pretending this is sports or not?
I want you to act like you don't even know they sell these seats for money. I want you to act like you think they give them away for free. Okay?
Because people like to watch men battle to the death.
Just calm down, everybody. Cash is king. Not with me. Not right here. Okay.
Disgusting.
We go back in time again. Double or nothing. The Death Riders fought the Ops and won. Mox fought Kyle O'Reilly and won. Will Ospreay fought Samoa Joe in, really stupidly, his first round Owen match, and he also won. So every Death Rider won, and that's going to med school. Doctors win every time. Kyle Mox. This match was preceded by some Conglomeration motivation. Mox maybe waxed poetic about how Kyle is his nemesis. I think I missed this.
So much. He talked up like Kyle is the one person I cannot beat. It was like, O'Reilly? Oh.
But then what happened during this match?
It was so funny because Mox had hyped Kyle up so much. Like Kyle is the one, his white whale that he cannot beat. And then they brought JR out to be on commentary, which I apparently typed baby girl into my notes, but I really strongly felt it.
Baby girl, 10 exclamation points. And I felt that. And I did feel
JR.
that.
But JR had not been briefed that Kyle was Moxley's ultimate nemesis, so he spent the whole match being like, it's amazing that Kyle's even out here. Like, this is crazy. Are we all seeing this? Kyle doesn't belong here.
What
right? He must
opportunity
be
for this
so
kid.
psyched.
My only note on what you just said is he didn't know Kyle's name. He just kept saying, it's
kid.
so nice that Mox gave this kid a chance. Did they bring this kid from a training school?
Oh my God. And honestly though, that's so funny. Like, it's like, that's not good commentary unless JR and Kyle have beef. And JR was just like, no way, I'm gonna no-sell this kid like fucking crazy.
Backstage heat.
He's never gonna recover from this. Now, I did get a chance to watch some of this today. This was a kind of sedately paced tour of men exploring every part of each other's bodies, just like really interested dogs. Just like, let me sniff under the knee, let me sniff behind the neck, let me twist the upper arm a little. Like, they were just being like, what is this guy? I gotta get my hands on every single bit of him.
Just rolling around,
rolling.
Just a lot of humping. Yeah. Yeah, it's like this match didn't light me up, but I did find it erotic. I mean,
I think it was in a good place on the card, and I was in a good mood because it was just like, I wasn't actively jacking off, but I was like, this is what I come to wrestling for.
Just a little lazy Sunday sex. Who cares if you reach completion?
Yeah, no, neither of those men reach completion for sure.
No, but they weren't going for it. It was Sunday afternoon. Yeah,
it wasn't the point.
That wasn't the point.
No.
And what was the point? Just to know each other better, just to feel close to each other. And is it a crime?
Intimacy.
Is it a crime to want to feel close to another man? My God.
Everybody in the IWC seems to think so, but whatever.
And that's actually homophobia, so jot that down.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't even get what they're getting out of it, really, aside from what I said, which I think they would say is not what they're getting out of it. So I don't really know what it's about, but I didn't mind it. I found it kind of wonderfully sensual.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was just like, Good for you.
I know. And one of the more sensual matches on the card, too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of sex on this card.
Oh my god.
No, there wasn't. So it's pretty good that we enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it's good that you got kind of a long tantric segment in the middle to just
Exactly.
tide you over.
Just kind of.
Oh my gosh. Anything to say about this, or did we just say it all? Oh, I want to say...
Nigel was really on one.
Yeah, Nigel, you had some crazy quotes from Nigel here.
He said, "We saw Moxley tap more than a telegraph operator on the Titanic." Okay,
Why
Nigel.
did you work on that one, buddy?
Yeah, he's like got a
Little
folder
notebook,
full
yeah.
of notes. Yeah, Moxley spent plenty of time rolling around with Marina Shafir. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not an appropriate thing from you, Nigel,
Yeah, I
but
know.
he has.
Nigel,
Yes,
you're
of
on,
course.
as always, on thin ice. Tony, get him under control. But read the last one, actually. I thought this was the most interesting.
Yeah, he said Moxley has a dark charisma.
Really,
Nigel? Really?
Nigel.
Nigel, what are you getting up to? You've been to the basement, Nigel?
What was my quote that I loved so much a few weeks ago that now I've completely forgotten? It was about... Oh, God. It'll come to me in 5 minutes. Okay. I want to say something about the sizes, relative sizes of men. If you asked me and you didn't let me look at any pictures, I think I would have said that Kyle is kind of like beefy and a little taller than Mox, and that Mox...
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
dude. I don't know why. I think somehow Mox has gotten so small in my mind. I'm like, he's just a little pocket-sized, slow
Interesting.
grappler. And then I saw them next to each other. My eyes were bugging out. I was just like, Mox is big. Kyle's a little mouse. Kyle is the teeny mouse, and Mox is the big boy.
It's probably because you always see Kyle next to Roddy in OC.
Yes, yeah. So he seems.
Whereas Mox is next to Claudio. So
That is right. You did it. It is about the
We
relative
solved it.
sizes of men all the way down. We need to. Tony, can you bring out all of those men and can you line them up in height order so I could just get a little bit of I want to understand it better.
remember at our friend group's like first big get together how we took a group picture in height order?
Oh my God.
Why did we do that?
I don't know, but it is a great picture. And I
Yeah.
think we went to the trouble, some who couldn't make it, we photoshopped in later in
That's
the
true.
appropriate place.
No,
Yeah.
in the wrong places,
Oh, in the
which
wrong
made
place.
it funnier.
Wonderful. That's where we have a classic Photoshop photo of Leah from that. You know, Leah, that one where you're like embracing
Yeah.
us? Oh, great.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
And guys,
And the
hug your
height-
friends.
Hug your friends. And the height order did go from me to Leah, actually. We were the far ends of
Aw.
like a 20-person group.
My
Yeah.
sweet girl. And I, there in the middle, as always.
middle.
The perfect, the cell phone signal. Oh, love to be here with you girls. Joe and Ospreay told the story of men having a match. I think it was the story of one man whose neck has been physically healed by the demons he's shacked up with, and another man was there, and he got beat. And anything else about that?
I actually liked it just because it's fun to watch like a lean, flippy man and a large man. You know,
Classic
it
combo.
was a relative sizes expose, you know, and Joe's a good base, I think.
Oh, wonderful, Anne. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let's not even get into all that because we have so little time and so much still to talk about. So the real actual focus of this whole section, this is actually the only thing that matters, and I can't believe I put it so late in the schedule. Dynamite this week opens with a backstage segment where Will Ospreay has been interrupted during some activity that necessitated having just one boob out and the other covered. What activity? That's not for me to know. I know that one boob is covered by a shirt and the other is out loose.
I believe in our group chat you said he was nursing.
Well, I wasn't sure whether I should say that, but yes, perhaps he was. Perhaps, and there's nothing wrong with it. Perhaps he was nursing a baby. And I would say I advocate for open nursing. For open nursing, nurse when you need to and where
That's
you need
beautiful.
to.
Yeah.
And I'm always saying that.
Yeah. Will Ospreay, thank you for your representation. You got this, mama.
This mama. And so he has one boob out, and he's headed to the liminal space of Med Bay proper. And he gets in there with his titty out. And who should be sitting there? It's Kenneth Jerome Omega is sitting there. And they proceed to have an interaction. I'm like spasming on my floor while I watch
Yeah.
this. I'm just like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Because the last time we saw them together, also in Med Bay, and also had me spasming. Just one of you want to describe kind of what they got into here. What were they? What did Kenny have to say?
So Will had just told Renee that like he's doing great, his body feels great, whatever. Kenny's like, Will, like I'm so glad we ran into each other because like basically like what's up with you and the Death Riders? He's like, you could have called me, I would have done anything for you. Will gets a look on his face like, wait a second, and he says, Kenny, you're never here.
He said so attitudinally. He said like, yeah, I guess I could have like. If you showed up, it was in the exact tone of like that my favorite classic Graham Norton quote where he's reading that quote about Orlando Bloom. He goes, whatever. And then you woke up. Like, he was just like, Kenny, I can't do this with you right now. You don't come to work. Kenny's tone, one thing I'll say, he can't stop saying Will's name. So, and it does seem, he's doing, maybe it's Canadian. He's doing like the speedball thing where I'm like, Kenneth, this is evil, I think. I think something evil is going on here. Because he's like, Will, you could have come to me. Will, I would have helped you. Will, if you had only let me know. And in response to being told, like, you don't come to work, he's just like, well, I got a lot going on, Will, and I'm older now, and it's psychological, Will, and...
He's like, I don't emotionally bounce back. He's like, basically, Kenny was like, I'm too depressed to come to work, Will. It's hard for me when I lose. I have to go, emotionally...
Oh, my God.
Recovered.
And he's like, but that doesn't mean that you had to go join a cult, Will. He had this quote. He goes, if you and I, if we stick together, we can do crazy things, amazing things. I've never, like, it's like, the whole segment is crazy because it's like, Kenny, you went to the trouble of learning this man's name, first of all. I've never heard you say it before. And tonight you were just like, I know, I actually do know it. It's Will. I know, my good friend Will, my best friend Will. Will, we've always been so close. Will, you and I could do amazing things together. I'm like, Will tried to do amazing things with you many times, and you spurned his love pretty aggressively.
Time after time.
You had your chance, my bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're getting into it, and suddenly, and he's being like, I'm not saying don't trust the Death Riders, but don't trust the Death Riders is pretty much what he says. And then the camera pans over, and who's just come in and is standing behind Ospreay?
Oh my God.
It's John Moxley.
And this is the point that all three of us kind of completely imploded.
Just stroked out. We're so happy to see these three men together. Will Ospreay immediately, it's like a prey instinct. He goes dead still. He's just like...
How much did you hear?
A lot of powerful men around me, and I like it. And I like it fine. I'm scared, but I love it.
Mox has such like a smirky, like sexual swagger. He's just like leaning against the wall and he's like, hey, like, what are you talking about?
Which is interesting, because I'm like, Mox and Kenny do have a lot of history, which they did not really get referenced here that I can recollect, but it was like, you guys have both been around for a long time, and this is, it's like, Will Ospreay is a new little mouse who showed up that, you're two big cats, and you're chasing him maybe a little bit,
Yeah. It was a real possessive energy out of Mox, like, this boy is mine, and I can tell you're trying to get him away, but it won't work, was kind of Mox's energy, like, right. I have possession.
And it was, to me, it was kind of like, they're both scam artists.
Yeah.
Fighting over the same mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that...
Once Ospreay joined the Death Riders, suddenly no one had wanted to be his friend for a second before this. Now suddenly everyone's like, wait a second! Like, he's up for grabs as a minion? I didn't know that.
Right. They were all acting like they're acting like they thought they weren't allowed to interact with Will Ospreay. Like, Will Ospreay is like the Prince of Wales, and they're like, I thought we had to avoid him. I thought he had a bodyguard and we weren't supposed to talk to him. Like, I didn't realize you could just like ask him to join your group, like, or I would have. Yeah. I do want to make that this is a bit of a niche joke, but I simply must say, some of our friends were having a conversation about Mox as a grifter the other day. Leah, you were in there saying what you've just said, like, he's a grifter. He's not supposed to actually have ever like gotten anybody ahead in the world. Like, he's just saying that he did because he's a con artist. Immediately, I'm like, I must hear the If Books Could Kill super episode where they're covering two books, two airport bestsellers. The first is John Moxley's Death Ground, and that's in conversation with Will Ospreay's My Year of Living Death Riderly. And I just simply have to hear the beginning where it's like, Peter, what do you know about the concept of Death Ground?
I now want that so badly.
It would be
like,
so
oh my
funny
God.
to hear Michael Hobbs just repeatedly being like, and so he makes the claim on page 42 that you can heal the neck with the mind, but if we look at the data, Peter, if we look at the data...
This is based on nothing. This has been debunked. It's based on a study with an N of 1.
I mean, he's citing Jordan Peterson. I just want it so badly. And then Will Ospreay's book is just that he's like, and I knew it was a bit of a con, but I got in there and I don't know, I kind of think it works. And they just keep going, I feel sorry for this guy. I really,
Yeah. It's like, clearly this is a well-meaning, sweet, not very bright man who just got sucked into something and got over his head.
And you just want to ask, like, why did his editor let him do this? It's about a question of, it's kind of about, journalistic integrity.
Yeah, someone should be looking out for him. I
So-
know. I think an interesting thing too, because people do keep complaining about, like Will just being his young boy or whatever, and that it's like degrading to Will. But it's an interesting part of Will Ospreay's character in AEW is that he's actually not very cocky, and he doesn't seem to think of himself as the top guy or like a guy who can't learn anything. It's
And
like,
that's
of
cool.
course he thinks it's very cool. I really like it as a character now, but it's like, of course that man gets sucked. Like John Moxley very confidently says, I can heal your neck. And he's like, oh, I mean, okay.
Someone's
yeah.
got to. And
Right.
he's depressed. He's so
Yeah.
depressed.
And lonely.
So depressed and lonely. I mean, it's been very consistent characterization, I think by accident.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. I think he accidentally created an incredibly compelling character. And if you told him that, he'd be like, what? When?
If he tried,
I do?
If you told him what it was and then he tried to start doing it on purpose and it wouldn't work out.
It wouldn't
No.
work out.
No.
But I think completely by accident, he's created a character that's really rich, like really compelling. He's desperate for friends, so desperate that he's willing to put aside his like red flags to join this cult. Like, and he doesn't even see the red flags when Kenny's trying to manipulate him
I know.
back over to the other side. Like he does.
Yeah.
He's just so desperate.
So sweet to Kenny at the end, at the end of that segment, where he's just like, and Ken, don't you write off the men's world championship either. You hang in there too. And it's just like, baby, Kenny is not a good man right now. And I don't know if that's what Kenny meant either, to be honest, but I'm like, Kenny is a grifter, Mox is a grifter. You are a mark. And and I'm really scared for you. And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about fear. I'm just afraid that I won't have anyone to sit with at lunch.
It's like, and everybody wants to be my friends, and I think it's really nice of them.
Yeah.
And I was incredibly obsessed with at the end of the 4-hour Dynamite when they did that that promo where like Mox gave Ospreay like a pep talk and then walked away, and then Ospreay tried to fist bump Pac, and Pac was like, no,
No.
thank
Absolutely
you,
refuse.
absolutely not. He can't even make friends in his own faction.
And Will Ospreay did kind of look like, from everything I understand about friend groups, I think you should have done that, but he didn't. He didn't. So, a lot for old Ospreay to think about. All right. Well, I think we have to move on. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Anything else about that? I mean, this really took me to heaven. I don't really understand what they're doing. Are Kenny and Mox gonna fight, or is Kenny gonna get I would love for Kenny to get the world title off of MJF. That would thrill me, obviously. I don't really understand what's happening. Think maybe there's a chance that Mox gets the world title again,
I mean, honestly.
and then Mox and Ospreay. And actually, that is probably the feud that they're maybe building most effectively at this point.
That's true, actually. That would be very effective.
Much to think about there.
Never
Much to
occurred
think
to me before.
Much to think about there. Okay, well, Athena beat Mina Shirakawa in their Owen quarterfinals match at Double or Nothing, and the recap said then took some time with the trophy when she got to the top of the ramp. Can either of you tell me what that means?
No.
I don't remember.
No, wonderful. Okay, it's a mystery. Also at Double or Nothing, Tekla retained her title in a 4-way match versus Jamie Hayter, Sheeta, and Chris Statlander. I did get a chance to watch some of this. My understanding from that viewing, but also from the recap, is that Sheeta at one point in this match kind of ambiguously friendly fired Stat. Does one of you want to take this from me? Because I'm happy to hand it over. No. So she kind of like ambiguously friendly fired her, and Stat was really mad at her, and Vibe was like, oh, shit, oh, no, us best friends, and I did that? That's so bad. And Stat, who loves getting her hands on Sheeta, kind of got her, in the classic, like, mommy pose, and Sheeta was apologizing, and then she did abruptly, kind of turn, and she hit her on purpose, and so maybe it was all on purpose, and she was never sorry, and then she's attacking Stat a lot through the end of the match, and Stat is pinning her. Jamie Hayter and Sheeta end up taking each other out at the end of this match, like they're on the side on the floor, as it's called, on the floor, and Tekla pins Stat for the win. But now things have come to a head between Stat and Sheeta, and so immediately AEW says, let's start advertising that they're going to have a big blow off, lights out Philly street fight, and let's really talk about that a lot. That's what happened, right, Leah?
Let's hype it up. Let's
hype it up.
And it sounds like, Allie, you maybe had some questions about things that happened in the match. Maybe there were some themes that should have been hammered down. So, like, maybe two people could have given a promo where they said, hey, you friendly fired me.
That's
and then
interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, some of that stuff
maybe
could
something
happen.
where it's just like, you've been acting like my friend the past 4 weeks, but I knew something was up with you, and I don't know why you came back this way, but somebody's got to deal with you. And then, maybe Sheeta would say something like, fuck you, hottie.
And maybe, here's what I'll say. If this was the only women's storyline since Tony got beat, maybe when it finally fucking came to a head, I would have made a big fucking deal out of it. Maybe it would have been, I would have been brought up many times on Dynamite. There would have been promos. It should have been a fucking in-ring promo. Stat should have come in. We could have carved 25 minutes off that MJF celebration.
We could have carved a full hour off it.
Get Stat out in the ring to say that was fucked up and I challenge you to a street fight. That would have been great.
That's what happened, though, isn't it? That must be what happened.
Instead, what they decided,
so much sense.
What they decided to do was not mention the street fight, to my recollection, for the entirety of the 2 hours of Dynamite.
We miss a lot, but we could have missed. Obviously, we could have missed it. If we missed a reference to it, it was not a significant reference. There was not a package. There weren't any promos. Someone could have mentioned it on commentary, but they did so in such a way that the three of us and Nicole, who we also watch with, none of us caught it. So we got to the third hour, and suddenly it's like we're going to see a Philly street fight for the only actual women's storyline.
And the only women's match of the 3 hours, except for like a squash that was like 30 seconds.
It aired in the overrun. It didn't even air in the third air proper. It aired from like 10:05 to 10:15 or something.
And that's
11.
11. Sorry, 11.
Because
you know what I mean.
at 10:45, Leah was like, "Why am I seeing Andrade on my screen?" And I was like, "Is Andrade giving like a in-ring promo?" He had a full match that went until the end of the
against
third
Ace
hour.
Austin. That had to happen.
Ace fucking Austin.
That had to happen.
And that's the kind of thing where it's like, I know that Trish has talked about this many times Trish and Sarah have both talked about, like, it's like at AEW, like the main event isn't always like the most important, it's like you could put it somewhere else, but it's like someone could make an argument, certainly, where they're just like, well, it was cool that it was the last thing because it's the main event. And it's like, you could maybe get away with saying that if it was a normal 2-hour Dynamite and you made this the main event and it's running its usual 20 minutes over, like, because many matches that have mattered a lot, they've done that with. You cannot say that about it being the main event of a third-hour collision where it's like the whole show is just like, they know they're not retaining people for 3 hours.
People are going to work in the morning. It is past 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Like, you are just not getting a huge audience.
They could not have made it clearer that they did not care about this. The only women's storyline, the only meaty women's storyline, they could not have cared less. I was so livid that I was having so much trouble paying attention to the match, and I did have to go back and watch it and be like, it was a great match. It was very fun.
They did a really good job.
I was so furious that I could not get into it because I was like, this is, there's times that I think people sometimes give Tony shit about women's wrestling in ways that like he can't solve it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
Right.
that's not a Tony problem. That's a society. You know what I mean?
There are societal issues.
Yes,
there are
yes.
societal issues at play that we would love to just like, Kool-Aid man through, and you can't really. And like you can, at times, to a certain extent, you can understand like you're in a tricky situation. Yeah. Sometimes, to a certain extent.
This was not this. This was under Tony's control, and he did this. This was Tony misogyny, and I'm rip shit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I remember back when Tony Storm, had been dominating the women's division for a while, and people would start being like, oh, she should, like, step aside so other women, like, get the time. And I think Trish said at the time, she was like, if Tony doesn't get that time, like, no woman will get the time. And it's like, wow, has that been proven right?
Certainly,
Yep.
And Statlander and Sheeta both are people who you could be building up into something important on the show.
Yeah. Honestly, it makes you, I feel really like, I think that Tony and like Mercedes when she was around, like did such a good job of wanting to, obviously you have to have a match with somebody else, but they did such a good job of being like, I want to make this an opportunity for others too. Like I want to share the wealth of this time. I want to make sure that like other people are benefiting. There's no one to do that right now. And
it's like so obvious how much the two of them were doing for the whole women's division, because it's so really outrageous
that they both had to be out at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it turns out Tony needed one of you to care. Like, I mean, in order for Tony to care about the women's division, one of you has to be. So if you guys, if Tony Storm and Mercedes, if you guys could like get together and book out a calendar where you're like, one of you is on duty at all times, because otherwise
we need a lifeguard. We need a women's division lifeguard.
Yeah,
and we need someone to blow the whistle and be like, hey, Tony, get over here. Tony,
they're drowning. They're drowning.
They're drowning. Tony's like, what? I'm in my notebook and I'm just trying to figure out who's mad at who. It's like women. There are two women here who are mad at each other. Do you want to book a match, and do you want to really set it up well? Do you want to sell it? You want to give them time to sell it? And he's just like, I'm looking at Bandito right now.
Ace Austin really needs a match this time. Okay, yeah, great.
I thought this was totally crazy. I think, and it's so crazy that it's like, it's not even worth getting into, like, I hope the storyline continues. I don't think that this played out, even setting those questions aside, I don't think this played out the best, perhaps, way plot-wise that it could have. I think we could do more. But who cares at this point, because I do feel they got really fucked. You did something, and a lot of it worked, and you didn't get to set it up, and that sucks. So
yeah. Like, literally, if they'd had, like, an in-ring segment or something. Like, you could have given the storyline 2 minutes a week, and
yeah. So we'll see what happens going forward. But really shame, really a shame. Mm-hmm. Some should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
Tony, you're not welcome in my basement anymore this year. I don't want to see you around here again.
Not unless you come and apologize publicly
to women.
To women.
To all women.
And to the 3 Miss Tunnel Talks specifically. Oh, that's sweet that we have a house together, guys. Okay, and then I think I pray to God this is the final topic.
It is.
Hat on an egg on an egg match opened the pay-per-view. Christian and Cope continue to spit in the face of the institution of marriage by maintaining separate entrances, like they literally want us to lose gay marriage in this country. Like they want people to be able to point at them and say, see,
don't
gays
they know
don't
that Samuel Alito's watching this?
You'll be sorry when you get cited in a Supreme Court case.
It's like, gays don't even care about each other when they maintain separate entrances.
Why give them marriage? Why let them keep marriage when this is what they do with it? And you know what? I'm asking myself the same question. Are you in love for the entirety of your lives or not? You sicken me. You old men. You really upset me with this stuff. What did you guys think of the match? This was the first match of the show, and I wasn't there live watching, but I was watching you guys watch it, and I did sit up. I don't remember what I was doing. I was at a Memorial Day barbecue. I did kind of sit up like, wow, what's going on with them? Something
what
interesting.
happened here? Yeah, people won't like it.
We
had a really good time.
Yeah, we started this being like, why are they opening? This is of course they would take the opener. This is annoying that they're opening, and then very quickly we were like, this is a great way to open.
And in fact, we kind of kept doing a bit the rest of the pay-per-view that was like, but is it as good as the FTR match?
It doesn't live up to Chris and Christian FTR. It was very funny. It was a fun match, I will say.
It was fun. The funny thing about how much I enjoyed it was like I didn't even think it was that good. Like there was a lot of stuff where it was like, like Dax threw himself on some barbed wire and it like didn't even leave a mark. And you're kind of like, you become enough of a wrestling fan that you're like, wow, that was pretty pathetic.
The spot that I flagged as just like, guys, this doesn't even look like anything, was that spot, I don't even remember who was doing it, where someone had their arm through the cinder block and then they were like banging the cinder block. And it was just like, the whole point of a cinder block is that it has no give. So you're not doing anything to the arm. Very clearly you're not doing anything to the arm because of what a cinder block is.
It's like you put his arm in the cinder block to protect it because that's clearly what it's doing. And that one I thought was very funny because it was like, you're not even pretending.
It was so foolish that it was kind of like, did ChatGPT tell you to do that? You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't know how cinder blocks work. It's just like, what's an arm size hole? Cinder block hole.
You can crush his arm in a cinder block.
Later, it's like, see what I did there. I made a mistake.
You're right. Thanks for calling me out on that. They come back after the match like, ChatGPT didn't hurt his arm at all.
Why did you do us that way?
Everyone made fun of our cinder block spot.
That's so true, Christian. Cinder blocks don't have any give. Cinder blocks are famously quite protective.
Takes a remarkable mind to notice that. Yeah,
I really did.
And I know,
up.
like, New York does have like rules about blood or whatever, so that also like made this like less whatever. But like, it was just I had a very weirdly fun time watching that. Even the fact that they kept doing these things that were nonsensical was like funny.
It was a trip to Toontown, but not like they like really meant to take us to Toontown. Like it was like you were just like, oh, they don't even know they're in Toontown. They don't even know their tunes.
You know what it was? It was the banana pump. It was Dax slipping on a banana for 20 minutes. That's why I loved it.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wow. You're so right. That is exactly what the banana pump would be. It's just hours and hours of like, you go over there, you're like, what are you doing? Still the cinder block spot again. He doesn't seem to have noticed that it doesn't do anything.
He thinks if he tries really hard, he's gonna, with a folding chair, beat down that cinder block. And then it was funny too, because it's an I Quit match, right? So like every time they've got someone like, they've got barbed wire wrapped around their neck or whatever, the ref is just like poking the mic right up to their
and they keep going, say it to each other. Say it. Oh, so funny stuff.
Christian did a little "I banged your mom."
Yeah, I did a little "I banged your mom." I think there were a couple "I banged your." There was a follow-up "I banged your mom" joke that can't have been that good because I don't really remember what it was. But in general, it's fun to say "I banged your mom" if you're Christian. Sure.
And Tony did enjoy tweeting during that match. Justified, "I banged your mom" chance.
Oh, that's very funny. And that is very funny. Yeah, but Tony, get out of my basement. I said that you're not welcome to sleep over
Tony,
here.
you're still banned. That was funny, but
I don't even think that Dustin invited you. I don't even think you two hang out.
No,
Dustin's
well, he's obsessed with OC and followed him home.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. True. That's completely right. Dustin's like, yeah, I don't care about him, but he's always following OC somewhere. So
he's like, an OC has to be here, obviously, and you're like, I know, Dustin.
And Tony is a polite. Like he's just like, oh, you such a delicious lasagna tonight, Mrs. Tunnel Talk. Like, leave. It really angered me.
I know your heart, and it's not good.
I know that you said you guys were doing a No Girls Allowed clubhouse last week, and that is not the kind of thing I like to hear in my house, which is run by girls. And what are we talking about? Oh, FTR can't act. Beth Copeland came back. And I thought that it was really funny to me that Beth Copeland did get a huge pop. I couldn't totally figure it out. I'm like, Beth Copeland, I know that you were famous, or you are famous. I don't know what you're doing these days, but you have fame of your own as a wrestler. So perhaps that's part of the pop. Also, I think at a pay-per-view, people will pop for anything. Like, just like someone 100%. New is coming out. It's like get a big pop.
This crowd was really reactive.
Yeah,
like this crowd would have popped for anything because they were just having a great time.
Totally. But it kind of, in a way, was the comedy payoff for all the Beth Copeland stuff where I'm like, it's so funny to have done months and months of Cope constantly being like, and you murdered my wife. And the crowds are just like, who? Eh? I don't know. He has a wife, but they're married. Like, no, he's never getting any reaction. And then when she finally shows up, everyone's just like, yeah. And I was like, that's the funniest Chekhov's gun of all time. It's just like a tuned down gun this whole time. And it really did go off at the end, I guess. But did you guys like seeing Beth or anything about that?
I think Leah said she looked like she should be in Mad Max Fury Road, which was extremely accurate. Yeah. And I did like that about her, that she looked very tough and strong. It's lots of fun.
You know that, okay. And Tony said that Darby can do almost anything he wants to feel alive. Uh-huh. Couldn't we have a Fury Road match?
Oh my God. That'd be a great thing.
Couldn't we have a Fury Road match?
Somewhere, Darby
Beth
just
versus
sat
Darby.
So a couple things happened. And this is a pay-per-view concept, okay? The whole pay-per-view is taking place on the Fury Road. So it's just like you're moving between areas of the vehicle train, basically. I mean, you might need a big budget. I understand that. You might need a pretty big budget.
I mean, what are those billions good for, if not Fury Road-themed pay-per-view?
Use them for this.
Yeah. Every dollar well spent.
Every dollar well spent. So, yeah, Beth Fury Road. Return of Spike the Bat, which is an object. But every time I think of Spike the Bat, I just think of it like it's a little guy.
Bat in my house.
Yeah, like your bat in your house. I'm just like, oh, Spike the Bat was there.
I thought Spike the Bat was very funny because they applied him so carefully. It was really...
But cute. Dax gave in immediately. The second Spike touched him, it was just like, I can't be doing that. Do you think it was a missed opportunity for Buffy to never do a storyline where Spike got turned into a bat and was just like flying around, like trying to be like, it's me, Spike! And no one could understand him. And they were like, he has rabies. Do you think that was a missed opportunity?
Maybe.
Anyway, and Cope and Christian won. And love wins.
They don't have to retire.
They don't have to retire, and they had a little side hug together. And I think it could have been
more.
Could have been full frontal. Could have been wet mouth.
They
stuff.
really don't care about gay marriage.
No, not at all. They're like, the sooner they get rid of gay marriage, the better. Honestly. We never wanted.
They were like, it was more fun when it was forbidden. It's their point of view.
That actually is a great new Chris and Christian characterization. Actually, is that they're just like, we're married because we've loved each other our whole lives. But this is Christian. He's just like, but it's fucking lame. It was so much hornier when we weren't married, and where we were like off and on
we had to
again.
Pretend that we were like, into girls and stuff.
He's like, it's so embarrassing when like it's like we go to the restaurant and it's like they know that they just look at our hands and they can see our rings and they know we're husbands. God, Jesus, I hate it. But he makes me wear it. So then they came back on. They were on Dynamite for further in-ring celebrations and odd couple shenanigans. The segment was built around what must have been a significant aspect of their WWE gimmick. So the quote I have here is, "For the benefit of those with flash photography, we will hit a 5-second pose." Anyone have any?
It definitely felt like he was quoting something. I have no idea what it was. So it was either WWE or a Rocky movie. I don't know.
That's true. Those are your two options. Or something from sports.
Something from sport. I think they must have done this. This must have been a classic back in the day, Chris and Christian beat. Because that was really the energy. It was like, people are going to want to see the 5-second pose for the benefit of those with flash photography.
When he said that, I immediately got, for the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight.
I keep thinking, there will be a show tonight. I guess it's that, like, because the flash takes longer, so they would do a long pose to make sure you could get a good pick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that part's...
I did just Google it. The 5-second pose Go ahead.
Parts what, Leah? You don't like that I felt like I had to explain it. A big part of this segment was just Cope being like, some of you might not know about cameras. Y'all ever heard of disposable cameras? No, I know you haven't. I know you haven't. What were you going to say?
Yeah, this was a legendary comedic wrestling bit introduced by them in the year 2000, May of 2000.
Wow.
So.
Tell me up in the year 2000. So Cope distributed these. He had a bag of disposable cameras that he said he bought. I think you can still buy them, honestly, but he said he bought them years ago. So I don't know if the film is still good, honestly. And he distributed disposable cameras around to the audience, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it as like a wedding gimmick where, you put the cameras on the tables at the reception and everyone can use them, and I was like, he's a groomzilla, and he's...
Yes, and the thing is that his energy was so manic, and he was just like, and it was like a bride trying to make the most of, like, he genuinely felt like he was like, I spent $20,000 on this day, and I am going to have fun, and we are all going to have fun. So take the camera, and we're going to do something fun.
It's like, and if I see you without a camera in your hands, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
And he was running around like with just his arms full, like overflowing with cameras, like handing them out, which was
Absolutely
a very fun
deranged,
energy.
absolutely out of his mind. I loved it. I was like, this segment could be annoying, but your energy is so funny that it's somehow looped around again to me liking it.
Because when it started, it was like Christian was being funny and Cope was like doing acting very much, and you're like, okay, buddy, but then it became acting with cameras. And did he
explicitly say, he was kind of panting as he distributed the cameras, did he explicitly say like, woof, I'm all blown up? He said, I think he said something, or someone said something where it was just like, so funny for you to just call it out, that it's like, you're so sweaty and excited and bad at running that you're like, just like, can't talk for distributing the cameras.
There's something wrong with him in his mind, and somehow he gets away with it, but it's like every time he talks for too long, I'm like, there's something seriously wrong with you.
I really, it was so funny, like so this is all going on, and then they get attacked by, the photo opportunity gets interrupted by an attack from David Finlay and Clark Connors, who was finally released from his shopping cart prison. And most of the description of it, I did watch this and then I read the description. Most of the description was just about various arms getting smashed. And I couldn't even keep track of whose arm was getting smashed. But I think it was saying things like Christian's arm smashed, maybe beyond repair. Like, it was kind of like, didn't he just smash his arm beyond repair? Like, can we come to work? Hey, you have a belt now. I don't want to hear anything about, like, they're targeting the arm. Like, let's just come to work, okay? Because I had kind of forgotten for most of the segment, honestly, that they had the belts. Like, they must have been right there. But there was a moment where I was like, oh, the belts. Yeah, they're going to have to defend those belts.
Well, because we
apparently from the dogs, which is a little degrading.
And the dogs were there. And the other thing about the segment is the dogs were there.
The dogs were there. We had onboarded the wedding ideas so hard that I do think we were like, oh, it's a tag team belt celebration. Yeah, okay,
right.
Sure.
Yeah. Sometimes we go deep into a cloud and we forget where we are.
We're like, and the dogs are here because this is actually traditional in wrestling cultures, that another couple will come help you celebrate with a little melee, and that's actually really beautiful. And I didn't know that David Finlay and Clark Connors were married like that, but that's really lovely. I love to learn that. Oh, they're trying to kill him. They're trying to kill them. It's about the belts. It's actually about the belts.
It's been about the belts the whole time.
It's always been about the belts. The only other thing that I do want to say in here, they did a bit at the beginning where they were being like, what was a really tough match versus old FTR. You know, the classic wrestling thing of like, you're trying to build up your opponents while asserting your own dominance. And obviously they're friends with FTR. I do not think that they really rode the line correctly in terms of making FTR sound like heels. They went pretty straightforwardly like, and we won these off FTR. Some of the best guys I've ever met at wrestling, some of the best guys at everything I've ever met, but they're bad. And we won it off them, but they're some of the best guys you'll ever meet. And we really had the match of a lifetime with those great top guys who are heels, but love them. Love those guys. I said we could have workshopped this a little.
God.
Wrestling is the weirdest genre of anything, really.
Yeah. It's not normal. It's not normal. Oh my God. Okay, so this is a nice long episode because I think I said I was going to try and keep us under an hour and a half tonight, and I didn't.
Well, I
do
didn't
that.
help you because I realized about halfway through that I forgot to turn on the timer. So
I did realize that too. But we did. You know what? We did what we had to do.
2-night extravaganza.
we said what we had to say.
We said what we had to say, and we may
None
have,
of it could be cut.
we may have forgotten to say things that we should have said. We probably said things that we'll wish we hadn't said when we hear
all
them.
of our opinions were pretty incorrect, I think. But
Oh, yeah.
that's our brand.
Yeah.
So
I think in the early days of this podcast, didn't we say like? Didn't we have a bit that we were doing where we were just saying like for comedic purposes, you know, like where we would just be like, and that's just a joke, you know? It's like if these figures have offended, think but this and all is mended. That it was just for comedic purposes here. All these visions did appear.
wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you wanted to talk about that you didn't get a chance to talk about, or didn't get a chance to talk about enough?
I said a lot.
Dude, you
I
were
said a lot of
great.
stuff.
You guys were amazing. You're my.
You too.
I got a full night of sleep last night.
Yeah, Leah's really living.
Really wonderful. It's like, this is when we reveal, we're like, and why did we have to stop recording? Oh, Leah just passed out. She was so tired. Just like 1 second talking, next second
sleepy.
narcolepsy.
And we were like, oh, should we just reconvene tomorrow?
Let her sleep.
Oh, she looks so sweet.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. No. Yeah, you guys are my killer queens. You're wonderful. It was wonderful to watch the pay-per-view through your eyes, and then through Trish and Sarah's eyes, and then through my own eyes. It's honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had. So
That's a real kaleidoscope. Those four guys first. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, on that note, I've been Allie.
I've been Ann.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter and Tumblr at Tunnel Talk Pod, via email, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. You can find us on our feed. You can find us on the Social Suplex Network feed, along with all the other great podcasts on the network, and you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. My God, stay frosty, and as always, come back next week.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.